welcome lounge lizards or loungeonaires, as I saw somebody put in the chat. I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. To another episode of Legions Lounge, episode 72, where we talk about all things Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, Figura Obscura, customs, and other mythic-related action figures and stuff. We are your hosts. My name is Trevor16Shooter on Instagram. My co-hosts, as always, Nate Strong at Corona4 on Instagram, and Bill Dranowski of the Dorklair, at the Dorklair, and at Dorklair. Which one's which? Is that at Dorklair is YouTube, right?
Dorklair everywhere except Instagram, which is the Dorklair.
The Dorklair, right. Yep, I had it right. Okay, cool. How you guys doing? What's happening?
Right?
Good.
We got a good show tonight, man. This is going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to get these guys on. So let's get moving on some other stuff. Before we get started, please take a second to smash that like button. It helps us out and lets people know that this is happening. Also, after the show, leave us a comment. Let us know how many mystery boxes you bought or whatever comes up tonight. Leave us a comment. As always, super chats are appreciated and will guarantee that your comment gets read. So we're going to have a lot of people on tonight. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. If you got a question, we're going to be very involved. You know, we always try to go to the chat and pick some stuff up. But if you want to be seen, shoot us a super chat, and that will guarantee that it gets up there. And speaking of chats, who we got in the chat, Nate?
Who do we got? A nerd from Brooklyn was here early. 5 o'clock.
Very
What's
early.
Up? That's
yeah.
I think that's a new name. What's up?
Yeah.
JD Gibson, Rob Zamora, Dave Orkin. What's up? JMax77. Mitch Vonnie Rotten. He's the one who came up with Loungeonaires. We do like that.
There it is. Yep.
Steph. What's up, Steph? Christopher Collier, Michael Woods, Curtis Ackerman.
What's up, Curtis?
Andy the Collector, Jesse Jashelvit, Jonathan Hedgehog, Mark R, the first 58, Blake. What's up, Recon Rage? Stacy Lynn, how you doing, Stacy? Mike Carter, Joe Gonzalez,
What's up,
Jordan with the Purple Gang, Wholesome Warlock, King Castle Sieger,
Gang.
the Rabbit's Den Collectibles, Mike Casper, just recently had a birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday,
Hey, happy
Mike.
birthday,
Again,
Mike.
Patrick Boyle, Thomas Belay, Evil Stick, Game
what's up,
Quest, Rick Jones, Major Reaction. What's up, Matt? Edgardo, I am TJ Williams, Paul,
What's up, Tom?
Zach, Brian with Carver Customs, Purple Gang themselves. So maybe that's Van. Dub3, what's up?
What's up, Dub?
Big Greg, Brick something, Mike Xavier. Hey,
what's up,
Rick Jones, Mecha Rekka, JD Gibson, Josh J, Mechanimation, Vince the County, and Mark D. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks, Brick. I was just on Brick Show news. Ephemera, new ephemera. What is it? Sorry, Brick. I'm having a ephemera we saw. Needless ephemera that we saw. Yes, needless ephemera that we saw. That was fun, man. We had a good show. We got into some deep conversations that we had to sort of cut off because we had a lot more to cover, but some really interesting stuff we covered in the news.
Cool.
Some really cool things that I've never seen before. So go check that out.
To
if
look
you
that
want
up. Awesome.
Yeah, it's some interesting stuff. All right, cool. We've got 61 people here so far. So let's get to some news real quick here. Once again, I did not prepare by sharing my screen, but I will do that now. There we go. The Mysteries of Mythos. The last time we were here, we were all debating, and putting on our hats and listening to Curtis complain that we were still talking about it after 2 weeks or whatever. It wasn't that long. But it was fun. It was fun to guess. I did end up asking Jeremy the day before because I couldn't take it anymore. So I knew it was coming. And I like it, man. I think it was a great idea. I know there's some consternation over that. We can talk a little bit about that with the guys if we want. But what did you guys think of this when it dropped? I mean, Bill, you've done your show since then too and talked a little bit about that. But what was your overall take on when they revealed what it was? Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, Nate, go ahead.
I think it's a lot of fun. I think just the novelty of it for Four Horsemen. I know lots of other people have done this, but it's something they haven't done before, so it's cool. I'm excited to see how it's going to turn out. They had some great figures in here. I mean, I think people said it right off the bat that it's going to be fun to see all the trading that's going to take place in the Cabal.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, give it a shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least they tried it, and maybe it's going to work like gangbusters, and they're onto something new. And it's always fun to to add something new into the mix. So I'm totally all for it. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's trying something new, and I applaud them. I like them doing something like this and trying the $9.99 flat shipping rate, which I really didn't take well enough advantage of, but like it was still good, because generally, I mean, I'll order something and it's still like, even to get to me is like $12. I mean, shipping's just stupid now these days. But Bill, did you partake in this today?
I ordered 2. Like,
yeah, me too.
I'm not like in a budget position. Like I probably would have gone a little heavier if I had like extra cash flowing. But I did order 2 just to experience it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like once everybody started it is a little FOMO thing. Like once everybody started getting them and trading and like just kind of get into the mix. Like I wanted to
doing your live openings on the Cabal and stuff, That's
like I wanted to be a part of that a little bit. And there are some figures that I genuinely want. So, I could get lucky that way. But like my overall take is that like, I totally understand that like some people feel that it's not like, it's not for them. It's just like, it's not appealing, to not know what you're getting. Like I get that there's people that have that mentality and they feel like it's not as consumer friendly as just picking a figure and buying it. But like one of the things that people don't consider is the possibility that something that doesn't like immediately directly feel really like awesome to the collector can have like ripple effects that can help the collector, which is Four Horsemen unloading a whole bunch of stock and clearing that warehouse is going to like open up doors for like the next thing. And it's going to like refresh things. And it's not simply about like, let's get the perfect thing out to customers. It's like, let's clear some stock. Let's try to do it in a way that's fun and interesting. And let's see what happens and try something new. Like that's my take.
Absolutely. Yep. I think the same thing. And I mean, I put it in a post, and I know you kind of agreed with it. I think it was on Just Shelve It the other day. Is that I mean, there is this trend, even not just the Horsemen, but with Hasbro. I see it all the time with the complaints and people, the YouTube channels that are built on bitching about Hasbro, that like they owe you something. You know what I mean? Like these people are sitting around going like, we got to get them that, that third tier superhero. They really want it. They don't care. Honest. I mean, as much as like the marketing guys are kind of on our side, in terms of Hasbro, I'm not talking about the Four Horsemen, but like, they want to see stuff done too, but like it's dollars and cents, man. And this is a business thing. You know what I mean? It's fun. I think they made it a lot of fun. But yeah, somebody's going to get bryophytus. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to get Hagnon. It's going to happen. You're taking a chance. You're having fun with it. You'll find somebody who wants it, who wants to trade for it, for parts or whatever. Really, this line is a great thing to do this with, because I just think there's something for everybody that you're going to find something. And yeah, getting stock out of the warehouse. I mean, I've been there. Like there's a lot of stock back there, you know what I mean? And it's stuff coming in and going out all the time too, but there's stuff back there that they've got to move. Listen, everybody wants a dragon, right? Where the hell do you think those are going to go? You know what I mean? So they've got to make room, right? Okay. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like I said, I think it's a lot of fun, and I tend to scroll past a lot of the negativity on any kind of post as it is. And beyond that, I saw a ton of positivity.
Oh, yeah.
I did too.
There was a lot of people who are super into this. I'm super excited for all the people that are real new collectors, because they're going to get something they're going to love, if not a lot. I saw people ordering a crap ton of these, and some just getting one or two. So, I think it's going to be, I doubt we're going to get, legit full numbers, because they don't divulge that. But we could find out if this eventually sells out, which would be best case scenario. And if not, then stock will show up at shows or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not telling tales out of school here because anybody can do this, but there were people that were saying that first thing then when they got on it, there seemed to be about 6,000 or so available. That's a pair, 2 figures. And I think the last time I looked, it was still a little over 2,000. So there's a lot of these. I predicted, again, no inside knowledge, that this would last overnight, like a lot of the figure obscuras do. I mean, it's just from the sound of it, the way Jeremy was talking, they have a lot of them. He said he doesn't say we have a lot and they sell out in 15 minutes. He says they have a lot when it can go all day and sometimes into the next.
Right. So and, like it's not a set product. Like they can just keep making grab bags. They can just keep making.
They could.
You know what I mean? So here's the thing about.
They could decide to add another 2,000 tomorrow.
Seems like a lot. So they've sold, say, 4,000. If those numbers are accurate, right? Like say they sold 4,000 so far. It seems like a lot, but if you really think about, I don't think this is going to impact things the way some people do, because if you really think about, like the in-stock sale that just happened a month ago. So some of those numbers were like 3,000. Like there was probably like 3,000 plus Valiant Knights that were sold. There was probably 3,000 each of the reinforcements and but if you break that 6,000 down into those 14 figures, one per box, essentially spread across 14, you're only talking about a few hundred, not thousands. So it's like, it's not like this is going to flood things. So if you're into trading, I would be on top of it, because I don't think these are necessarily going to like flood the market and like make everything super common.
Especially the
not
ones
the
found.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say, Nate. Yeah, not the found.
And maybe this got covered and I missed it, but I know they said they would do their best to not double up stuff to a point, right? So they're keeping track of it that way. But otherwise, are they just grabbing shit, or are they going to the rare stuff first? So the first people who order are getting the really rare?
They said it's
totally random, right?
I think it's totally random, and I think that's the way they would do it there.
Yeah.
And like they said, they would try to, like, let's say you ordered 36 of these. There's no guarantee that all 36 of them you're going to get every version of this. Well, I mean, there's 36 altogether, so that's not possible anyway. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, if you ordered what's half of that, 17, 18. There's no guarantee that you're getting all of those, but they'll try. You know what I mean? If you order them in one order, and you order 5 boxes or 5 sets of it, they'll try to not put any doubles in there, which is nice, honestly. Like, these could have been all pre-boxed in packages of 2, and they could have just stuck those in boxes, and you just get what you get. So I mean, even to that point, like, I would say they're going above and beyond a lot of places that like situations that they would do this at, or what you'd expect them to do. So it's a lot more work on the pick and pack guys, the shipping guys. So kudos to them for being able to do that. But
but the actual shipping assembly line, whatever you want to call it, is probably going to be pretty straightforward. And because I think Chris mentioned it, or maybe Jared, whoever did the live stream last time. Well, it was Diego, right? I think he mentioned the fact that there's only there's a finite number of combinations when all the figures are the same size box, and you're doing them in 2s and 4s and 6s and 8s, and it's going to be a lot simpler than when you got a horse and a ogre and a regular figure and a 2-pack and a double,
weapons,
you have all these
whatever.
different So this is I think the shipping on this is going to go pretty darn quick, and I think some people already got tracking if they ordered one, because they pre-boxed the singles.
I can see that. I haven't checked mine, and maybe I got
it. Getting a head start on the singles. So
okay. So
all right, we'll save a little bit.
I was just going to say real quick. I've been on the fence. I keep going flip-flopping back and forth whether to participate in this. And my day got away from me, and I kept thinking, all right, I'm going to go in, because I at least wanted to get one, because like you said, just to be in the mix and have some fun with it.
Yeah.
And I didn't end up doing that yet. So what I thought I would do is leave it up to put the enablers to the test tonight. I want to see how good they are on their game, and if they can really talk me into getting anything. We'll see.
You could have a meter where it's
like
just like he's like over. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, he's gonna
We'll
win it.
see. I could be pushed fucking super easy.
I mean, they got 5. It's a whole basketball team.
I know exactly,
ready
right?
to come at
It's
you.
5-on-1, man. That's
All right,
that's
I'm ready,
gonna be
man.
tough.
Bring him on.
All right, yeah. I mean, I was kind of going back and like putting some numbers in, and it does seem to me that they're going at like the rate of like 1 every 2 minutes. Like that's a kind of a relative guess. So I think by tomorrow at some point, unless the steam runs out on it, they'll probably be gone at some point tomorrow.
We don't even know that
Might not be the end
number,
of it. No, they might have
they
just put a
could
random
refresh
number in
it.
there, and then they
Yeah.
could add more.
They
Absolutely.
could refresh
Yep.
it, and then suddenly, like there's
Yeah,
more.
because they know people are going to do that too. They know people are going to put that. They know
tricks.
the
Yeah.
game. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
So we got a couple
Van.
of quick super chats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Van Johnson, what is in everyone's cup? Shout out to Alpha Parf.
Alpha Parf is the hair product that I use.
Oh, that's right.
It's
Man,
my
that's a
leave-in
deep cut.
conditioner.
Wow.
That's
become
hashtag dork hair is
It's,
the thing.
The what was it? The Hairy Godfather from the
Mm-hmm.
Saturday show, which I missed because I was watching Bruins game. But
nice.
Curtis
Very funny.
was kind enough to send me the clip of their.
I was dying.
Of their Hairy
hilarious.
Godfather skit, which is
It was-
freaking amazing.
Yeah, it was funny as hell. So
I'm
go back
drinking
and
a
watch
little red
Purple
tonight
Gang
just
Gang.
'cause we opened a bottle the other night and I didn't want it to go bad while
What do you got?
I'm just some red wine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got Maker's Mark again, Van. Just a little watered down on Maker's
Also
Mark, trying to
drinking
chill.
a little bourbon here.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Very nice. And Christopher Collier, $5 super chat. Thank you. Only 2 boxes for me. I didn't want to dip into my LegionsCon funds.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
That's-
no, that's
that's a good-
understandable. Yeah, if you're putting money away, good for you.
Yeah.
For doing that.
Not to
and
mention,
B, yeah.
it's not just LegionsCon. We know this is going to be a big year,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
Oh,
just
there's
thinking about
save
what's
some
coming.
money.
There's
Right.
plenty coming.
Save some
Yeah.
money.
So
Trust
if
me.
anything, that would have been my only thing. Like with this, was this the time to do this, knowing what they've been saying's coming this year? But I don't know. It's almost like when you
There's
take
never a good
vacation from
time.
work. Is there never a good time? Exactly.
There's never a good time. There's
So
never a
just
good
put it
time.
out
You're
there.
always going to have something on the horizon.
Yeah.
Next week, a month from now, like when is a good time? You know what I mean? Like it could be right after you did a wave, and then you put this up, and people go, "I just paid for a wave." You know what I mean? And there's a Kickstarter going on. It's never a good time. You don't have to do it. It's fun. Try one if you want, but that's what's Noah Pratt's with the $1.99. Like, get us on.
We'll
We're
bring
bored.
him on first.
That's his
for the
second
$1.99.
$1.99.
I know I'm gonna have to introduce him first.
Yeah. Thank you, Noah.
Thanks, Noah.
There's a few more, right, that we haven't.
Yep. Well, we'll move on from this. Go ahead and bring up the super chats, Nate, and I'll move on to our
I
next
think
topic
I only
here.
saw the 3 so far.
I think Nicto.
Go to the
Did you get
starred.
Nictos?
Go to the starred.
Starred.
Oh, we
Van.
got Curtis.
Curtis.
We got Rob Zamora. Yeah,
Holy
yeah. We got a
crap.
bunch.
How did I miss these? We were yapping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were coming in.
Yeah, I'll bring this one up. You can read it.
$1.99, Rob. They need room for the Future Legions Lounge 3-pack. Right on. That's
Yeah, we'll
funny.
see about that.
Yeah.
Curtis. Code Lavender Ackerman.
See, I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of snark.
Okay.
Well, not that
Okay.
that's out of the
Yeah.
our ordinary from Curtis.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to get any legit questions. Let's put it that way, because
His whole show the other day was about this. After they announced it, they talked about it, and I was on his show busting his balls about how you're still talking about this. You're still talking about. He's just
Yeah.
Love you, Curtis, but he's just
no, my
$4.99
point
to
was
stir
just
the
gonna
shit.
Be, yeah. He's. Oh, here's Nick though.
it's fine.
Got a
Thank
dip.
you,
Family
Curtis.
Obligations. Have a great show, folks. Check out Mythic Enablers.
Nick.
Hell yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right on. Thank you, Nick, though.
Real quick, we won't go through a lot of this because we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll bring some of this stuff up again. But Thunderbird in a paper bag, very nice.
Classy.
Thanks, fan. Pop and Swap Stars is still going. You've got until I believe Friday, right? Is it Friday? Is the 26th?
Yes, it is.
Okay, 26th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you got some time, man. And there is some amazing stuff coming up, man. Really, really cool.
Man, it's been so good.
I'm seeing, you know, just
I love Monkey King head on Ilernian guard bodies.
yeah, that looks
Like
great. The
that
Monkey
whole-
King parts are really coming into play, man. I'm loving the cosmic stuff. I'm not seeing a ton of it, but there when I do, it's like wow, it's look really cool to see the mix
It's
of
a little
the parts.
it's a little more, you know, it's still a bit limited because there's not as big a library, but
Yeah.
it's coming into its own for sure.
Yeah, there's some great stuff. And I'm just zooming through these things. Like there you go, like Warrior on the, it's fantastic tributes.
tusk
Black
on
and
the board.
reds. Not as many black and reds this year that I've seen. A few, but a lot of purple. Gang. Getting entries, and
looks
I
good
think
there.
Jordan told me that they might be expanding. They're kind of taking care of the prizes on the purples, so they're expanding it to like maybe even a first, second, and third. This is
Oh, wow.
unofficial, but I said you can do what you want. But yeah, so there might be first, second, and third prizes for purples. So if you have a purple, you might have a little bit better chance of winning something. We'll see what it is. We got to discuss these prizes. We got some great stuff coming for four horsemen. Speaking of mystery boxes, might be some mystery boxes
Nice.
for prizes. Wolf King Customs providing some prizes. We're talking to him about that.
Sweet.
We got
I'm wearing my-
Borderline Horde has just joined us as a sponsor, and they're going to provide some parts and things, custom parts and other things.
Nice.
So that's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of good stuff. Yeah, like stuff like this, man. Like the cosmic with that's really good.
Yeah, that red and white pops. Van, we see you, buddy. They're on their way, pal. Go fill up
They're
your
coming.
drink.
They're coming. Yep. They were about 5 minutes over. So I'm gonna some great stuff. Anyway, go. All you got to do is put in pop and swap stars, hashtag pop and swap stars in search results, and select the date you want to date. Pick 2024, and you can see all the new stuff that's coming in. And go through them. And there is there's a popular vote. There's a People's Choice Award. So the one with the top five with the most votes, I'm just going to put up into a post and have people vote on those for their favorite, just so that everybody sees them. You know, not everybody gets to see all of them. So, you know, we figure that, you know, there's enough people going to see these things so that they will take the top five and then give everybody another chance to vote on their favorite.
And that's
and
just
that
based
will
on
win
how
a
many
prize.
likes each post gets.
Based
right?
on how many
You're picking
likes.
the
So
top
if
5
you,
likes and- yeah.
Yep,
And then
if
we'll
you
go from
get your
there.
burner accounts going, or tell your parents and your grandma to come on and join the cabal and throw a like to your pop and swap if you want to get in.
So yeah,
So that's that.
five more days. It's what was it, midnight or something on Friday? It's done, or
Yeah, basically midnight. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the 26th, and that does remind me. The day before that's the 25th, which
Yep.
shout out to everyone that just lets everyone know that they've got a month left for shopping for Trevor and I's birthday. Just saying.
That's right. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Nate. That's perfect.
Dr. Grimlock's King, what's up? For some of my absolute favorite people in the community, gotta head to bed, early work hours, but excited to catch the rest on replay. Thank you, Eugene.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate
Thanks,
that, buddy.
Eugene.
Was he
Appreciate
always
it,
a
buddy.
doctor? Was he always doctor? Or
Grimlock is king. Yep.
I thought it was Grimlock is king, and now it's doctor. Or is he?
Well,
always
he
a
may
doctor?
have he may have been
Did he
studying
have
at
the
the time. He got
Did
his
he get his
doctorate. So
PhD?
yeah, that's good for him. All right, I got to race through this stuff because we got to get these guys on. But intern for a day lottery was run. Winners, people are putting their wins up on the cabal. I was on Brick Something's show the other day. He won,
Oh,
so he's
sweet.
coming to LegionsCon. He's going to come to intern for a day. Seen a lot of new names. It's great.
Fun.
So that's going to be fun. Chicago Toy Show, Kane County Toy Show is this weekend, April 28th. Travis Bowles, the one and only Travis Bowles, will be there with his ass crack showing. He'll be running the street team. You know what'll happen. He'll be running the street team with all the Four Horsemen stuff there. So get in on that. It's going to be great. I hear that's a great show. I really would like to
it's
go
big.
to that. I don't think
Big,
it's going to
big.
happen this year, but I would love to go there next year because I heard it's like huge.
Yeah.
The Mythic Meetup in Sacramento, California, hosted at Toy Fusion and hosted by Is the Wiz, Israel Ramirez. I have to do that now after watching the Purple Gang Gang. Nate Barch will be there. Comic book artist and customizer Frank Stone. Walter the Mad Hagen, the man himself. And toy designer and Sir Owain's namesake, Owen O-Dog Ortling. Owen O-Dog Ortling is a mouthful, man. That's really
And
tough
Wyatt
to say.
will be there.
Wyatt will be there. So there you go. That's all you need to know right there.
Yep.
Joe Gonzalez will be there.
Joe Gonzalez, yes.
Yeah, it's going to be good, man. Another cool thing that I would love to go to, because the meetup that we had at MesquiCon was great, and I think this is going to be, I don't know, I think it sounds like it's going to be bigger in terms of the amount of people that will be there, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's 2 days. I think it's going to be great, man. They're going to have some contests. I know Iz was saying that they're going to do some either pop and swap or customizing contests, and they're going to have some figures there either for sale or something that you can get to use to join the pop and swap contest.
Yeah, the enablers
custom
were
concert.
talking about that.
Yeah, we'll ask them. They might have a little more information on it. We don't get that stuff.
Nice.
I'm gonna go over this stuff a little later. We've got some new additions to the let's do it now. Legion-centric YouTube and podcast shows, one of which I have to bring on here in like 3 minutes. Oops, and I just lost it all because my toys all fell on it. Oh, and here's by the way, we'll show this because he did this just so I would share the information. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I love it.
We've got the Source Figure, SOURCE. I'll put this in the comments later. Figure channel, FGUR. Jeff Evans and our dude Greg Schmerber have started a Cosmic Legions focus show called Cosmic Connections. If you search Cosmic Connections, you're going to get a lot of crystals and like meditation and weird shit. So don't search Cosmic Connections. You'll never find it yet.
Legions Connections.
Maybe. They may have to augment that with some tags or something. But if you search for Source, FIGUR, figure, you'll find it. Yeah, it's a shame you can't search Schmerber because that's really easy to spell.
Right.
So they're kind of just doing Cosmic Legions, which is kind of cool. And it's kind of a general sci-fi discussion. So there's some like offshoots talking about sci-fi in general and stuff with the guests and stuff. They had Colin Culp on there as a guest on the last show. It was fun. It was great.
Nice.
Good start to
Did
that
Colin
show.
remind everyone that there's a Cosmic Legions Cabal Facebook?
I don't remember him saying that, but I can't imagine
That
he
would be a
didn't,
great
so I
opportunity
must
for
have
him-
missed it.
For him to
It really would.
do that.
It really would. Latin Legions, somewhat new to me, but they're on their 12th episode. I've been watching for a few weeks now.
Really?
Hosted by Ed's Nice, Alberto Magana, and or Magana, it's Magana, I think Magana, and Tony Toy. And it's kind of general. They talk a lot about action figures in general, but they also focus a lot on Legions. They talk a lot about Legions. So there's that. And Chris Wright, Crimson Viper, has been doing some lore shorts on YouTube as well, which have been kind of cool to watch. So go check those out. I'll put some links in the description later on for all that stuff. All right, let's go.
Cool.
Let's go. We've got a hell of a almost got the full Brady, as they say. And you should never go full Brady, really. Don't ever go full Brady. Our guests tonight are not only well-known, well-liked, and talented members of the Legions community, but they are also now the view-like roundtable hosts of a brand spanking new Legion-centric podcast, Mythic Enablers. Welcome to the show. I have to change the lineup now because of Noah's super chat. So Noah Pratt, Wyatt Kohler, Joe Russo, Michael Xavier, and Eric Miller. And let me pull this thing down. Let me pull. Let's bring us all up here. There we go. Look at that. We just need one more.
What's up,
Man.
boys?
You guys couldn't have gone with 6. That would have been perfect.
Don't say that. Curtis will just pop up. Like,
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
There wasn't 6, but we kind of got rid of that guy.
The
we don't
community
talk
is
about
the
the
sixth enabler.
Was it Kurt?
Hey, guys, I don't know if you heard backstage me saying that I was going to put your enabling tests to the tests.
Oh, we heard.
We're ready.
Okay.
Talents.
You know what? Forget it. I take it back because Greg just sold me. He said, Nate, buy a box and I'll include undercoating for free. Done. I'm in.
Wow, the undercoating. That's pretty
you,
good. What
Always
about
the deal
what about window tinting? Can you tint the plastic, the front of the plastic for him?
Ooh, yeah. Throw
That's
that
a
in,
real-
bud. And you
that's a
got.
real
I might
thing.
even buy 2 boxes.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You guys calling us the View podcast, View like podcast, is an image I love.
It's just like well, yeah. So who's Joyce Behar and
Are you
Joy
talking
Behar?
about like OG view?
Mike's
Like,
Whoopi. Yeah.
Whoopi. I was gonna say who's the Whoopi of the. Well, I'm so glad you guys could join us, and I know this was a not pulling teeth exactly, but it was difficult to get you all on at the same time because I know everybody's got obligations. We're all on different coasts. It's a Monday night, so I appreciate you guys all being on. How's it going? Like, how you guys feeling tonight? You good?
We're good. We're loose.
Yeah.
Luke,
feeling
pretty
good?
Yep.
Joe, you
I had
got
time to-
sparkling eyes there, my friend. Those are just I don't remember them looking that good.
This is my
Yeah.
Captain Morgan glasses, man.
Joe jumps into all our recordings with some funky glasses on.
He likes to keep us on our toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's so we can't
So,
tell when he's
speak-
sleeping.
Speaking of which, so this is a big. All right, let's start at the beginning here. Like I know you're going to be on a couple shows, and I don't care. I'm not saving any questions for them. So, how did this get started? What was the catalyst for this? I know you talked a little bit of this on the first show, but like whose idea was it, and when did you all decide to like, yeah, let's get this going. Let's do this, and let's stop talking about it and let's go.
1,000%
Super chatter, no, bro. I think you gotta go.
Super chatter. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where it actually came from exactly, but I would say we came to the conclusion at LegionsCon last year, and Wyatt wasn't there, but he actually, I don't know, we've got kind of like this psychic thing going, and we all kind of landed on it at the same time. But yeah, it was at
Cosmic
LegionsCon last
connections.
year. Yeah, totally. Cosmic connections. Shout out. But yeah, it was just kind of like our chat that we talk in every day. It's basically the same thing. So why don't we just record it and get to see each other and hang out every once in a while? It was just kind of like, hell yeah, I don't care like what comes of it. That's all extra. Let's just get together and chat.
Well, it's nice, and Curtis brings us up too, that you guys get to see each other, but unfortunately we miss your sexy faces, as Curtis points out. The biggest crime in this community is having these sexy beasts on an audio-only podcast. Why do you think we had them on tonight, Curtis?
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta go to Eric Miller's OnlyFans in order to see the live stuff.
The problem
Why
with,
did you
like, a
pick
live
me?
stream like
Eric knows
The least
OnlyFans.
likely one, that's why.
It's just filled with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man. It's really not much.
And
Only
chickens.
turtles
It's only turtles.
and
free
chickens.
roaming,
Yeah.
free range chickens. Edgardo's saying thanks for the shout out.
Hell
on
yeah,
Latin
man.
Legions,
Yeah, I'm
right?
enjoying it.
Legends.
I got to
It's
check
great.
that out too. God, there's so many shows.
I mean, there is literally, I'm saying there's a show every day of the week now, and it's fantastic. It's great. I mean, what other line can say that? You know what I mean? Like even Hasbro and G.I. Joe I don't think have that many focused podcasts and shows on their stuff. So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it really speaks to how popular the line has gotten. I mean, it is like
Yeah.
there's a lot of fans out there now, and everybody wants to be a part of the community because it's just such a good, like, great place to be.
Yeah.
And the
community.
thing that's neat though is with so many shows, they're all different. They all have their own unique flavor and personality and slant on things, and that's what's was super refreshing with your guys' show to come on and doing your own thing. It's awesome.
And we talked about that as being part of the reason why we were going to do it as a podcast as opposed to a live stream, so that everybody could kind of just watch it at their own leisure. Like, we feel that there's so many like good live shows, and people don't like to miss out on those things. So by doing it as a
I know.
podcast, it's kind of just like, listen to it on your way to work. You're not going to have to worry about missing anything on the screen, because whatever we're showing you guys, we're describing it. And if it's something we feel like you need to see, we're going to post it on the group page later anyway. So
Yeah.
we just felt like it was a good format for us. And that, on top of that, like, to do a live show like this, me and Eric, it takes us like 3 hours to like actually brush our beards to come on here. for
That's
everybody
true.
to see.
That's true. That's a lot of that is a lot of work, a lot of waxing, a lot of conditioning. Yeah.
It's
that's
worth
true.
it though. It
Yeah,
pays
oh,
off.
totally worth it. Totally
They
worth
are
it.
stunning.
Not to mention
Silky
Joe
smooth.
and that getting to
I
that
know.
point on there and the
I work hard at that. That's
Oliver
brushwork right there.
McQueen type of thing going on there. So
Don't
got
let him
tired
fool
of
you. He
people
straps it
mistaking
on
him
behind his
for-
ears before he comes on.
He got tired of people mistaking him for Tom Cruise, so he started growing that.
yeah, all right. Well, I was gonna broach this later, I guess,
Yeah.
but yeah, like so, Mike, like, what's it? What's it like having a tribute figure?
Yeah.
I like how Rob words it.
pretty-
This question for Zende: what's it like having a Michael Xavier tribute figure?
We're gonna jump right into that. I'm
that must be,
gonna blend
that must
in
be
with the color of my
exciting
shirt.
to see that happen.
All right, this was fun, guys. Thank you for having me on. This was an honor and a half, and I really appreciate your time.
I saw
Yeah,
your
just
comment, by
inviting
the way, on the
me.
show. Like, I was totally like throwing that out to you. No, that it's really cool, man. Like that is awesome, and it's again great that these guys, it just speaks to the community like these shows do. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's so tightly knit, and people are recognized, and it's really cool. And it was really cool. I was really happy to see that when Jeremy was talking about that. So I mean, you can't not. I mean, dude, coincidence or not, freaking looks just like you, man. It's just insane. It's just insane. It's crazy. So that was
I'm
cool.
not gonna complain about it.
No,
No,
I listened to the
yeah.
show today, so I'm not gonna make him go listen to the show if you want to see or hear Mike's reaction to that. But it was exciting, right? I mean, it was
Listen,
fun.
the long and short of it, I gushed like a little kid.
There he is.
It's super cool to just have somebody tilt their head to you or give you the nod in the community that you're such a big fan of, and it's just awesome. Listen, when you guys just shout out regular like names that you're seeing, even if you don't know who they are, when you're just reading like comments in your comments, people
Right.
get excited for that. It's
Yeah.
nice to receive that kind of recognition from people that you look up to and maybe you watch every week or that are super involved in the community. So yeah, to get a nod from someone in the studio on their show, it was very flattering. It was great.
That's cool.
Heck yeah, man, that's awesome.
I'm gonna claim Serenok as me. This is me. You can all start calling
That's
this.
that's pretty
That
accurate.
heard it
actually is
here.
pretty close, Trevor.
I gotta say, I've always
It's a little
thought
old.
that Attila, the newer like unmasked Attila head sculpt, kind of has a Trevor look to it, like a little bit in the face.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Take
got
it.
hair, but I guess I'll
No, but like the face and the structure of the
scars?
face.
He needs a cool
and eyes
goatee.
and stuff.
He does have a thick neck, so
He needs a
I
repaint.
suppose. Which apparently I
Give him a
have.
little.
So all right, so you started this just last year, then. So you hadn't really been talking about this or discussing this before last LegionsCon. It literally kind of came to fruition at that point. So you guys jumped right on this then. November to when was your first show? In
Look at Eric. Eric's like, no, he didn't.
no,
No.
no. Okay.
Not
Well,
really.
man,
Do
we
tell.
procrastinated as much as we possibly could.
Well, what
It
a
was
couple
Noah
months.
dragging us along the way. Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, we're joking around that
I
Noah
feel like
literally
we
had to
had-
drag us kicking and screaming into this.
We talked
We all
about
wanted
it
to do
before.
it. Yeah, but then we
Yeah.
were just like, oh, we got to order this, and then
Yeah.
Mike's got to get a new computer. Mike's got to figure out how computers work. It took a long time to teach. Yeah.
Like to Noah's credit, he was super patient because he brought it up to everybody, and everybody was on board pretty much right away. Like nobody was like, I don't know, I got to think about it. Like everybody was down, but
Cool.
Noah had his stuff like the next day. Like he probably paid more to have it was free 2-day shipping for Amazon. He probably paid the extra money to get it the next day, and then for a couple of us, it wasn't as long. And then you have people that will remain nameless. Me and Eric. It was like a month and a half later, and Noah's like, "Hey, I don't want to be pushy, man, but where are we with this podcast?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're on it." So it was kind
Noah-
of.
Noah strikes me
It
as an
was-
equipment guy. He's an equipment guy, I think. He's just like any excuse to order some new equipment or something. Yeah, right? I know you.
Yeah, I think I
kinda
might
know
be
you.
onto something there.
Kind of know you. Because that's a nice looking mic, my friend. Like that's a pretty sweet setup. So
Thanks.
Better than Mike Xavier's Fisher Price My First Microphone.
Are you talking about
Yeah,
these? This
he's
is
using the
this is
headset.
my- This is my son's Nintendo Switch headphone.
I was just gonna say that's definitely a Nintendo. Yeah.
we were set to record the first day, and I actually didn't realize I would need earphones. So I was like, I need something. My wife was like, what about his Nintendo ones? It's like, done.
Yeah, you know what the hell?
Never
You're
looked
not
back
live.
since.
It's an audio podcast. Who the hell cares?
Yep.
Well, exactly. I wasn't really counting on anybody
Right.
seeing me. So
And of course, our good friend from the Euro Legions, John Caulfield, was a great help in getting you guys set up with audio. He's an audiophile, and I've turned to him for some thoughts on ours. I still got to get our stuff together with that, but we're not doing a podcast, so I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like audio's got to sound good, but on a podcast, that's what you got going on, man. It's got to sound smooth. And you guys, anybody else hearing that?
A little static.
Yeah, you want your podcast to not have a low hissing sound.
Yeah, like, I don't know what's going on there. All right. Anyway,
Yeah, no,
go.
John was like super integral to getting the podcast going because like
Yeah.
Noah talked to him last LegionsCon, and I think even John was starting to wonder, are they going to do it or not? And he actually took the time to teach me how to use the editing software Audacity.
that's great.
And he spent like several hours just showing me how, and even like recorded our session so I can like
Yeah.
reference it back. He's a true enabler of like creative content, you know, for this community. So yeah, I love John.
Absolutely, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's awesome.
In the realm of audio, man, like he makes me feel bad about every time we do something that there's any little audio hiccup because yeah, he's big into that. But so you went out and got the equipment. You started the show. Now you guys are telling me backstage. I think this is fascinating because when I'm listening to the show, and Wyatt, when you're talking about editing. You want to do as little of that as possible if you can. Like it is a pain. Like in editing video and stuff that I have, like B-roll and stuff. Like, and you got 5 people here, so somebody dropped a little tidbit to me that you guys will do. Like, since you're on video doing this through StreamYard, I assume you're raising your hand when you want to talk, and then how does everybody just like without calling out a name, you just go. Everybody else just shuts up and you point to the guy who.
No, we just kind of pay attention on the screen, and whoever has their hand up, that's who he is. We were wondering how we were going to do it with this video. We're like, people are going to think, who are these assholes? Where's
Well, I'd appreciate it if you raised your hand every time you wanted to
that was the
speak.
joke. We were gonna raise
Joe,
our
you didn't
hands,
raise your
but we were like, Trevor's gonna wonder what the hell we're doing.
Yeah.
So basically, we all put our hand up, and everybody
Hi.
is very
We
respectful
see
of
you.
it,
So used to
and
it.
kind of goes in order. And then me and Joe just step on everybody and talk on everybody.
Well, I was gonna say, I may suggest that to Bill and Nate because I do the same thing. I just talk a lot too much. So
It's
speaking of
hard
which-
with even 3 people. Oh, see, look, there you go. It's hard even with a few people, and then you get like 5, and
Yeah.
suddenly you got a lot of crosstalk. But actually, we do a pretty good job for the most part.
Do a
I
great
I think you do a
job.
great job.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
no, I
you're-
mean, like even in the editing, it's actually not too bad. Yeah.
and you kind of became the de facto sort of MC for it, Wyatt. Like, how did that come about? That you're like kind of the directing the. Okay, here let's switch the discussion, and that's a talent too, to like just know when, okay, I think we've kind of exhausted this, let's move on to something else. Or yes, Joe.
Yeah, tell him about your job security. Why guy? Tell him about.
Oh yeah. So that's what I was gonna get into. Noah's kind of like our executive producer. He's like our producer, I think, right? And so,
Okay.
and he's also a great delegator. So when Noah was kind of
I'll
the
take
one who
that.
sort of got the ball rolling on this, and I was thinking that he would end up being the the host. And so I suggested it to him, and he's like, I think you
Curtis.
should do it, you know? And my race and love language.
Thank you, Curtis.
We
so
love you for it, Curtis.
Yeah, we do.
when I met up with John, like, you meet up on StreamYard, you can put these little like subtitles. And I decided to take up the editing position and the hosting position because I realized these guys are way cooler than me. And so I put job security as my like title underneath my name. So that way, no matter what happens, I can ride these coattails all the way to the top. They can't get rid of me.
You're from California. How can they be cooler than you? I mean, come on.
Nobody's cooler than Y Guy.
No, I've met you. You're pretty cool.
Yeah, I miss you guys. I can't wait to see you at the next LegionsCon.
I am
Yeah,
so
dude,
excited.
it's
I was
been
going to
too
say,
long,
I'm so
man.
excited to hear because
Way too
I when I listened to, I think it was the last episode that you guys were talking to about it that you're actually coming back to LegionsCon. And I had never heard that tale. If you want to hear like a wild tale of coming to the first one, because you were at the first. Well,
it was the
which
21
one.
wasn't the first one. It's the 21
Yeah.
intern for a day.
First
And then-
post-COVID, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah,
intern
yeah.
for a day after the video only online version of it, and then. But man, I didn't hear that whole story of that. Like, I'm not going to make you recount it now. Go back and listen to what was that, episode 3 or
Yeah, I
or
think it was in
2?
episode 3.
Episode
Yeah.
3.
That was
Crazy,
nuts.
wild.
Yeah, that's why they call me Sleepy Y now, because I am very sleepy. I do like my naps, but they call me Sleepy Y, and that was because that entire weekend I was just exhausted, like never
Yeah.
caught up.
I
You know,
just
'cause I
thought you
had
were
internet
high
at
as
like 6
fuck
in the
that
morning.
whole time.
Now you guys
No,
know why
no-
he came
no
out
tell you
of the
about that.
hallway and was like yelling at you guys, shushing you guys to be quiet. He was like an old
That's
man
right.
trying to
Yeah, he
nap.
hadn't
I
slept
could-
in 3 weeks or days.
I talked to Nate about that. I'm like, do you remember that? And I'm like, I kind of do now. Actually, that I said that. I kind of remember that.
It
I
was
kind of
pretty
remember that
funny.
happening. It was weird.
It was a blip. I had to take the opportunity.
Yeah.
You know.
It's so much better now that we're all in the same hotel. I mean, maybe not for sleeping because it's loud if you're anywhere near those rooms along the upper
Oh, yeah,
area.
Yeah,
but,
but
yeah.
kind of carries up.
thankfully, there's not too many rooms like right there. You kind of have to go
Right.
down the hall, and it's pretty good soundproof hotel. But man, it was crazy. Like all the stories of people like trying to find hotels and just, I mean, no offense to New Jersey, but there are some places there that you just nobody really wants to stay there. It's horrendous.
Yeah.
Like that
and-
first year's LegionsCon from 3 years ago where we all met.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one
good
was bad
fun.
enough. But then
Yeah.
I heard
That was on the nicer end.
Walter's tale and Walter
Yeah.
and Greg's tale of finding their place, and I'm like, wow, this is like the Parisian next to that.
Waldorf.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so there
there
was
was,
probably comparison.
That mouse, his name was Sir Ramada. I think somebody made it custom. I think.
That's right. That's
Using
right.
the
I remember
Greg
that.
has one.
You're not lying. That's true. I remember
That
that.
is brilliant.
Greg has a Suramata.
Yeah, totally.
Does he?
Yeah,
Love
Yeah.
it.
have him show
It
you.
only
He's got
makes
it on,
sense.
on his display.
There's a story. It involved like a toilet and a mouse, and I don't.
Oh
I don't
man,
know.
I heard the
You gotta
story. He
hear him.
came over right after we all met at it wasn't Cheesecake. Maybe it was Cheesecake Factory. Where I met a lot of people for the first time. Brad and Michael.
You sure it
a lot
wasn't
of
a
people.
billfish?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was. This was. I think pretty much. I think it was a Cheesecake Factory. And
Yeah,
Walter came.
I was there
and
too.
he-
I think it was a cheesecake.
You were there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Walter came and they had just left there, and like, oh my God, we had to get the hell out of this hotel. So yeah, definitely was Cheesecake. There you go. Michael was there.
That's where
So-
I realized Trevor has a striking resemblance to Michael Keaton, and I told him that over dinner. And I've
That's right, I remember
forever
that
earned
too.
his favor, I think.
Yeah, that was cool, man. I'll take that. I mean, there's not a lot of celebrities that I get. I mean, just like Bruce Willis because he's bald. That's about it. That's the only thing, and he's got a goatee.
Why
That's it.
were you looking into his eyes when you told him that?
I did, yeah.
He did. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to know if there's any way that Trevor doesn't look like Attila, Sir
Yeah.
Enoch,
Like
Bruce
anybody,
Willis,
man. Except Nate.
Michael Keaton.
Nate
I was
Strong.
gonna say, yeah, the
And Nate
celebrity
Strong.
I get told I look
And
like was
mutually, both our wives had said to each other, like, because I just went to Nate's for, and he was kind enough to host me and Malcolm for MesquiCon, and his wife was like, nah. And I showed my wife Nate before we left because Malcolm and I were talking about it. She's like, nah, I don't see it. And besides the goatee,
Well, that's not exactly what she said. She said, "God damn, he's good looking," but no.
yeah, no, that's true. She did. Yeah, no, she was like, oh, no, you don't
Handsome
look
as
like that.
man, but no.
She was kind of wistful.
And things got awkward.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's like we're looking for a new host for the show. Sorry, Nate.
5 auditioning tonight.
All right. Off topic of the podcast for a second here. Let's stick on this. So, how are you liking this? Are you finding like you're doing it bi-weekly? And I wish you'd switch to Mondays, but we're going to switch pretty soon. It happens every other month. You know what I mean? Our Mondays switch. So that, like everybody can have their Monday fix of the enablers, and then they can have their next Monday fix of the lounge or whatever. But how did you decide on that, and how is it going in terms of like scheduling and getting everybody together? Because I mean, it's tough. Obviously, it's tough to get everybody together. Is there a certain day you're doing this on, or you all kind of have to are you waiting for news to happen, or how are you scheduling this?
No, we do it. We do have a set schedule. We go on Sundays in the afternoon. It just seems to have worked. It's funny because it took us all forever to get together and like schedule something for the first time.
Yeah.
It's 5 of us, so just we all have lives. And then
Yeah.
we did it, and every single episode since then that we've recorded, nobody has missed an episode. Like everybody's there every week, so it's been
Yeah.
great.
Locked in. That's good.
Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
we-
And we,
irony
and we
is
figured
that,
people would leave, or not leave, but not be able to make them,
Sure.
And so
well, that's
but
why in the
everybody's really
intro
so
we
psyched
put
about
like
it.
rotating
Yeah.
band of enablers, because the idea was that the 5 of us wouldn't be there every episode. You might get 3, you might get 4, you might get 5, but nobody wants to be the guy that misses one. Everybody we all kind of feel that FOMO. So there actually was one Sunday I wasn't going to be able to record, and they were like, "No, it's cool, man. We'll do it Saturday. Don't worry. Like you're in. When do you need us to be able to?" And they were able to accommodate me with that. So we usually do it on Sunday, but nobody wants to be the odd man out now.
Well,
Well, you
it's
don't wanna
nothing
miss
like
it
getting
'cause-
toy collectors together and like somebody not having FOMO over something, man. Like it's inbred in us. So
Yep.
like, you don't want to miss out on talking about toys if you can possibly help it.
Well, you don't
What
want
were
to
you
miss it
saying, Nick?
because you're having fun, and you can tell your guys are enjoying it and having fun just by listening to your shows, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's infectious,
It was pretty cool. Like when we did the first episode,
Yes, Blake.
we met like 2 years ago or 3 years ago at LegionsCon 2021. And that was the last time we all were together in person, right? And so I hadn't like actually talked to Eric in like a couple of years. We had texted and stuff like that in the group chat every day. But we all jumped on the call, and it was just like so natural that like we fell into it, and like I think we ended up talking like 30 or 40 minutes before we even recorded that first episode.
Oh, yeah.
But we did that first episode as a test too, because we weren't sure we were going to use it. But it was great. It was so much fun, and like that's just kind of how it is every week. Is we're just like pretty psyched to get to hang out. I think we wouldn't care we love that people listen to it, and it's amazing that people do and come and hang out. But like, I think we just like hanging out with each other,
Yeah.
enough to keep doing it. Yeah,
That's what it is. Like I tell my wife all the time, it's like, there's a lot of times when it's like I'm on somebody else's, show as a guest, or last minute it's like, hey, you want to come on and talk? I'm like, yeah. It's kind of like, it's just like, this is how I get together with my friends. I don't like talking on the phone to people, you know what I mean? And it's very limiting, you know what I mean? It's like, you're talking to one person, whatever. That's fine, you know what I mean? But like, I would rather just get together with a bunch of people, and they're not here to go out to the bar with them, like hang out and have a drink. Like this is what we do. Like it's online and it's fantastic. You know what I mean? So that's great. I just want to pull.
I was gonna say, I think COVID kind of made it like kind of like more normal for people.
Yeah, I was just thinking
this
that.
way.
And that's that is the truth, man, for sure. Like Zoom became a verb, and that was it, man. Like it's just like something we're all used to doing, which is, I think it's good, more good than bad, because it's like when would I ever be able to talk to all you guys? You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't happen all that often. We'd have to wait till once a year. 200 days until LegionsCon. Blake, thank you for the $2
Blake,
bomb.
always good with
200
reminding us
days.
how many days we've got.
It's like those things come up, and I don't like want to like. It's like summer's coming, man. I want to have a nice long summer and then think about that stuff. But yeah, I mean, you got to start thinking about stuff.
it's almost halfway.
That's
man.
true. That is true.
I'm getting anxious.
I
Right
tend
now.
to get like the end of summer blues all the time. So this is the last couple years. This is kind of like ease that end of summer. With this in football,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, cool. We got the NFL season starting in September, and then it's like, oh man, LegionsCon is right around the corner. So
Heck yeah.
it kind of gets rid of those.
Yeah.
those
What?
summer blues for
Who's
me.
your team, Mike?
I am a ever-suffering New York Giants fan for the last 12 years or so.
Oh, okay.
that
I
we've
don't
been
feel
in
so
pain,
bad. Then.
But
Okay,
I've
so
been a
yeah,
long-term
like
fan.
I know, yeah, the NFL has not been a great time for me for the last, I don't know, 15 years or so. Yes, Hedgehog Action. Really love the Mythic Enablers pod. Great driving listening. Yeah, and that's a good thing. Like you can listen to a YouTube show, but you tend to want to watch, watch it at the same time. I do it all the time, but I'll listen to people. But there's something nice about a podcast. That you don't have to. It's theater of the mind a little bit. I'm picturing you guys.
We
fully
talked about it ahead of
fully
time.
clothed.
Sometimes, not always. but
Most
sometimes,
of you.
Yeah.
However
no,
you
I'm
need
just
to do it. Whatever gets you through the episode, we don't mind.
Exactly.
I
But
love
we talked
having a
about that ahead of
podcast in the
time.
mix to be able to do just that, whether it's driving or I'm out in the yard working or
That's
I'm
what I was
going
gonna
to
say, yeah.
walk
It's
or
like-
just
If you want to mow your lawn or hit
Totally.
the gym,
Yep.
it's
That's awesome.
easy. You can put it on anytime. You don't have to have
For
it
sure.
set up and watch it. So
Yep, for sure. So are you guys going to do, you thinking about doing a live from LegionsCon? Speaking of LegionsCon this year, you think you're going to do, it's a lot, like to bring the equipment and stuff like that is a big hump, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
We've actually been doing some talking here lately, and I think we might want to. We were talking about maybe doing some recording, but as far as a live, I think that would be cool. We did. I think we talked about that, didn't we, guys? A little bit.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Definitely recording. We talked about
definitely
recording
talked
for
to
sure.
you
We did. We
about
talked
it.
about recording. Yeah.
I think
What do
we
you-
got
what
to
do you think?
get. So we got to get everybody in a room. Like, so I know Jay Shot and Machu Toy from Between Two Sentinels. They're audio guys. Like they rented a room last year, had a bunch of people there. I'd love to go in with them this year and like keep that stuff there and like have them, they could do their thing with the, their lineup of people. They invited me and a couple other people, but like, and just have the Legions, some of the Legions cast people rotate in and out. You know what I mean? Like the Euro Legions guys, you guys, us, Legion's Lair. That I think that'd be fun to talk about after
that'd be
G-Con,
cool.
like all
Very
the stuff
cool.
that came
The
out. I mean,
Legion's
there's gonna be a lot of
live
people to
room.
coordinate, but like I think
Yeah.
we could go around the room and give some. I think it would be fun, man. I think it'd be a great time.
That'd be right.
That would be awesome. That's a great idea.
Yeah,
I'm a big
So
comic
gonna
book
talk
guy,
to
so like
Jay.
I live for the crossovers. So to see like the Legions crossovers
Yeah.
of like all these different
Exactly.
like I know Noah was with like the Euro Legions guys at last LegionsCon. Like he was in their room while they were recording. So
These guys too. These guys
Yeah.
are there.
Yeah.
oh okay, well there we go.
Yeah, we were all there. But it's tough. Like that was tough to get together. Like we just did it in the room, kind of on the fly. It wasn't very well produced. It was, we did it on YouTube. It was fine.
Right.
It was good, and but it was a good time just to hang and talk with those guys. If we could like kind of produce it a little better, put it on camera and stuff, I think it'd be a lot of fun to do. And then with StreamYard now we can like stream it to everybody's stream, so we can all be streaming at the same time. And have chats everywhere,
Yeah.
super chats. Curtis is going to spend a fortune because he'll be downstairs. Like, well, Curtis will probably have to be on because he's got his own show too, so he'll have to be in the panel. So he won't.
He'll find a way to super chat us.
He has a money
Live.
He'll
gun.
be producing the entire thing.
He shoots
you
the
know he
money
will.
gun.
Exactly.
Curtis was
Yeah, I
like
think
throwing
it-
$5 bills at people last year, shouting
I know,
super
that was-
chat. at one point.
That was hilarious.
That was the best.
It'd definitely be a missed opportunity if we didn't do something while we're all there.
I think we
'cause
have
that
to,
just
man.
really doesn't happen very often. So
No, I think we have
Yeah.
to. I think that'd be really, really cool. All right, you got Nate, Bill. I don't want to jump, into all of my questions. If you guys got some stuff, just jump in or raise your hand if you got a question. But do you remember, like one at a time? I guess obviously, and I also love the fact that you guys are like turning off your mics when you're not speaking. That's like totally a podcast thing.
Some
to
of us
do.
are.
It's great.
Not me.
You remember the first time you saw a Mythic Legion? Like where was it? I know Eric's like old school, original Kickstarter, but even then, like Eric, like when were you aware of the Kickstarter? Like how did you? Because for me, like I was just coming back into toys at the time, and it was kind of Black Series and stuff was just coming out, and it was a little before that, but there wasn't a lot of like YouTube. Toycast, there was, the Pixel Dan was doing his thing, and I know he was talking about this stuff, but there wasn't a lot of, and Kickstarter to me was like, yeah, I've heard about that. It's interesting. That's not, I don't really need to go on there. So how did you see it? How did you find out about it?
I supported the Gothitropolis Ravens Kickstarter. So,
So even earlier.
I think I was getting notifications from Kickstarter that they were going to start another one, but I did see that initial like press release from Toypocalypse where they had the Mythic Legions figures out on display for the first time back when it was going to be 3 3/4.
Yeah.
And so I tried to do my best to follow it closely, and I don't remember every detail, but I think I got all the notifications through Kickstarter that they were going to go live with the Mythic Legions campaign.
Gotcha. So Gothitropolis. So how did let's take it back one more thing. So what were you collecting at the time? Were you collecting turtles, or what was your thing that got you into like, oh, I'm totally into this Gothitropolis thing? Like, is it just 4 Horsemen? What was it?
Sure. Yeah, following 4 Horsemen.
Okay.
And there wasn't a ton of turtle stuff back then. I mean, they did the 2012 series. But that didn't. I don't know if that lasted long enough to really overlap. Maybe it did actually. That timeline lines up. But I was doing just a ton of like Marvel Legends, DC classics, Masters of the Universe classics. I was in all that stuff.
Okay. So that's really what year was Gothitropolis? Do you even remember?
I don't. So I mean, it was before they announced Mythic Legions, which was 2014. So it probably was right in that like 2012, 2013 pocket.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting because like I mean it just didn't like it wasn't on my purview, man. Like it was like Hot Toys for a while, like in 2013, 14, and then that was the first toys I've had in a long time. So cool.
Eric,
how
did
about
you get the all in on that with the Gothitropolis?
Yep.
You did? Okay. I might have missed that. That's cool. Did you get the little owl?
Actually, I must not have done all in. Maybe I picked some up afterwards because I didn't get the owl, but I have it now. But I didn't get it like with my order.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, that was a detail I forgot. But
That's
yeah,
a
shortly
really
after
obscure product, that owl.
Yep.
I think I have that here too. Here,
I've
I'll
got
grab it.
one. Oh, you have one too?
Yeah.
So
Of course Wyatt has
do you consider the birds as part of Mythic Legions then?
Not really.
Etheron's dozen.
Yeah, it
No.
feels different to me.
Yeah.
And why it's got the
A really
awesome.
interesting
There
little
you
thing.
go. Oh, let me hang on.
It's a little paperweight.
Big in you.
Oh, there we go. Focus.
Oh wow.
That kind of
It's
reminds
a
me
really
of
cool
the how many
Bubo?
licks does it take to get to the center of the lollipop?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it does
That's
look like
actually-
that.
That actually does.
Yeah.
Mr.
It's
Owl.
tiny though.
What did I just say? I'm sorry. I had a good question there, but I can't remember what it was.
I think you said Bubo.
No, I said Bubo, but
I heard
I only
that.
heard
somebody
Bubo.
rewind.
That's actually what I thought of too.
Oh, Etheron's dozen. Like I just don't feel like I don't feel the need to like collect them as a completist because I just don't feel like they're. I mean, they're in there. I know they're in there. They're among the list of Mythic Legions, but to me, it just doesn't feel like they're part of it though.
I would
do envy
include
people who have
Etheron.
them.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
Etheron
gonna
is
say,
totally
you
on
have
my
to
list.
include Etheron for
Yeah,
sure.
again, thanks to Joe Gonsalves for that. Etheron definitely is on my shelf. I mean, he's one of the big gods, so he's got to be there.
I
Mike,
kind of agree though, Trevor. I don't.
Yeah,
really
go ahead,
think
Wyatt.
the-
Yep.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to
No, go
interrupt.
ahead, go ahead.
I'm not a huge fan of the birds. I like the birds, but yeah, I kind of feel like they're still too separate from Mythic Legions. You know?
Yeah.
Like, we kind of talked about. I don't know if we recorded a podcast with your Legions. We kind of mentioned that. Or no, this was on our last one. See, it's too many shows.
Episode 5.
Too many episodes. Episode 5. We talked about how it would be cool to see more of those anthropomorphic bodies in Mythos, right? Like we don't have a ton of those yet, so I do
Yeah.
appreciate them for having that. But obviously, they're not pop and swap compatible.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It would be cool to see a rework.
Yeah, it would be cool to see those body parts be reworked to be able to incorporate into it. But I have to say, like, they were unique and they did catch my eye. Like that was the first time I saw when people started getting the first Mythic Legions, and I saw these night birds battling these knights. I'm like, wait a minute, there's knight figures out there. Like I love knights. I love Dungeons and Dragons. Like I got to get these things. So that was my first intro. That was probably like 2015. So I just missed the Kickstarter.
Joe's like, now
Picked
you're
up after
talking.
Now, did somebody say knights?
And you guys
Just
were
pops
talking
up.
on the show that aired today about.
I've since
Did you
evolved,
say
Joe.
that it was it Eric or Jeremy had mentioned that the birds they never said that they're not coming back, but there's the speculation that if they do, like you said, Wyatt, that they would be more pop and swap compatible.
Yeah, I think
Right.
that was that Joe? Did you mention
I think
that?
it was
You
Joe.
heard it from Jeremy's show? Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy, somebody asked if they were coming, if like somebody mentioned like
Big dub.
the molds got destroyed.
Yeah. that's what it
A
was.
big dub, that's right. He asked, "Is that true?" And Jeremy said, "No, they didn't get destroyed, but they still probably wouldn't like redo those again. That they would do them if they ever revisited them again. It would be like they would resculpt them to be probably like compatible with the line because they're not backwards compatible."
Yep. For sure. I gotta fix my camera here, but Mike, tell us about the first time you like noticed Mythic Legions. Like how long ago was that? When did you get into it? I'm gonna be right back. So keep it going, Nate. I'll be right back. Gotta fix this stupid camera. It's
Yep.
overheating.
I definitely remember solicitations for the Kickstarter. I wasn't really a big Facebook guy, but I was real big on like Instagram and like the toy photography stuff on there. So I want to say it wasn't too far apart from the time when Articulated Icons did their ninjas too. Was that around the same time? Because I feel like at one point my feed was just cluttered with a bunch of different like Kickstarters that were going on. There was like some SWAT team stuff being advertised around that time too. And I remember I funded
as Advent Kickstarter, maybe.
I'm not sure which was which, but I do remember seeing advertisements or seeing people push for the original Kickstarter for Legions. And I talked about it on our show. Me and Noah both kind of came from like the same school. We call ourselves Articulation snobs at the time. And it was just, I don't know, just for lack of knowing better with these figures. I'm seeing, single jointed elbows and knees, and I'm not seeing a cut in the torso, right? So I'm thinking that it's going to be like more like a stiff statue and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've always been a real like fantasy guy. And it wasn't until a couple years later, probably, I don't know, a few months before COVID happened, where I couldn't not look closer at them anymore. Like everything that I was seeing, I think there was solicitations going around for Aether was the pre-order at the time, and I didn't get in on that pre-order. But I was like, man, these things really do just look so good. And I started looking at what was in stock on Big Bad Toy Store, and by the time I placed my first order, I wound up ordering directly from Source Horsemen, and that was the pre-order for Store Horsemen, and that was the pre-order for All Stars 3. So I was finally able to like jump into that. But it was a time span of a couple years in there where I was just like, man, they're really beautiful. I was familiar with Four Horsemen's work. I collected DC Universe's classics for the longest time, but I felt like that they were going to be missing something for me, and I couldn't have been more wrong. And I'm so happy that I'm able to. I'll happily admit that now. They're the best figures I own. I pretty much sold off everything else I collect to focus on these.
And you had a lot of catching up to do, and you did it, right? You're pretty much a completionist, right?
I am, but since you were talking about the birds, I did purchase all of the birds at some point. I did keep Etheron.
Wow.
I did keep Dreleon, but I sold the rest of the birds. They don't have bios. There's not really, I don't have any backstory for them. Maybe I'll rebuy them at some point, but I'm not doing it at the prices that they're going for now. At all. But at one point I did have all of them along with everything else.
Hey, Noah, you just holding up Zende with that robe. What's that robe? I got to ask, because that was sweet.
You know what? I'm going to fail you and say that it just came in a big like fodder lot that I had. I think it's a Star Wars, like, I don't know, maybe
Black
Bill
Series
can
or
help.
something.
I don't know if that's
It
Black.
could
doesn't
be.
look like Black Series.
Doesn't look
That
like
looks
that.
too good
Too
for
nice.
Black Series.
Yeah.
Is it wired?
No.
Mace
Probably
Windu, maybe?
Is it Mace Windu? It's
What'd
too
you say?
it's
Oh,
too
nice.
big though for Mace Windu. Would that even fit on a Mythic Legion?
It's all blurry.
That
No.
doesn't have wires.
No.
That looks really good.
It might be.
Yeah,
It-
that's really cool.
I bought a bunch of 3A stuff one time.
Oh,
and
okay.
It was
Oh,
in there. So
Huh.
I don't know.
interesting.
Yeah, it looks great, though.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Ask you about it.
Jedi Mike.
I like that. So how about you, Noah? Oh, wait, hang on. So we got Jason Brown, $9.99. Thanks, man. Congrats on the podcast success, guys. I'm really digging this massive Enablers Monday we're in the middle of here. Thanks to Well Involved. Great stuff. Yes, we haven't yet enabled Nate to buy a $75 mystery, or have we, Nate?
No, I want to hear the pitch.
What?
I
Never
thought
got
that Greg. I thought Greg got you with that.
coding, man.
That's okay. I could maybe get another one.
I just think the
Yeah, that's what
value
I
is
thought
too
this
good
would
to pass up on it. You know.
Yeah, all right.
Like
We'll sidetrack the
Okay.
first thing, and we'll go into the. So you guys talked about this a little bit on the podcast today, so I don't want to but you guys were ahead of it, right? Like, did you?
Yeah.
I missed it. Like, I went back, I rewound it because I'm like, wait a minute, how did they? But you knew about it. I mean, it had been announced before because you just recorded this yesterday, or was it last
No.
Sunday?
It was
last
last
Sunday.
Sunday.
So you got
Noah,
some
why don't
inside
you tell 'em
information.
about it? Yeah.
Scoop.
Okay.
Scoop.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got the scoop.
I see how it goes. I work for the place, and I'm not getting inside.
You know what it is. You deliberately don't ask.
I did.
Because you
I
wanna
did.
know.
Yeah, I did. But that's cool that they trust you to do that, right? Like, because he gave you a little bit of inside information as to what it was, so you could talk about it.
Yeah. No, he gave us like the full on picture and everything. Like
That's great.
He told us about the dragon too. Looks really cool.
Yeah. Totally.
So, kids, all you got to do, start a podcast, start a YouTube channel, and you're going to know everything ahead of time. It's fantastic.
Oh,
I like to
made
think that we
inroads.
put in the work before the podcast, though. I mean,
Definitely.
It felt like a lot of responsibility,
true.
right? It's kind of like when your parents
Yeah.
are going away for the first time and they're leaving you home alone and like, listen, don't F this up. Right. So like you really are on your best behavior because you don't want them to not trust you anymore. You know, so absolutely like when Noel gave us that information. I
that
like,
was me in
"Can't
this
say
case.
Nothing. Yeah.
You're not logging into your Facebook burner account and going, maybe it's a mystery box.
No, because we were like reading the comments from like everybody else, and like at
Yeah.
that point we knew what was going on, and somebody commented about mystery box. And I was
They
like,
did.
oh, he got it.
Yeah, they did.
Mike was like,
"Let's
"Don't like it. Don't like it."
I logged out of Facebook. I turned it off completely.
I made an effort to comment on wrong guesses, like, "Oh man, that would be cool."
Yeah.
I do that too.
Throw 'em
Yeah,
off
I
track.
just tend to stay away from any discussion of anything that I know anything about. Just like not even commenting. Can get a little scary. You too, Bill. You do the same thing. Like you're in that boat with Figura Obscura and
ghost
some other
mode.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
when that-
Totally.
Bill, are you doing pop-in swaps? That's
He's
awesome.
popping.
What's that?
What you
You
pop?
doing
I'm just-
pop-in swaps?
I'm just messing with a figure. I'm just
Didn't
messing
break.
with Thrace.
Oh, such a
yeah.
good figure. My God.
I like how everybody has the same recording habits. Like we were talking the other day about how like half the time we're recording, we all have like a comfort figure that we hold in our hands and we just like maneuver the joints around.
Yeah,
and,
I,
like bend them or we're just like hanging out.
I mean, oddly, we're on a Mythic Legions thing, but I've been playing with this guy, man. I got to tell you,
He's
man.
great.
I am not a turtle
nice.
guy, you know, Eric. Like, I'm not like a big turtle guy. Like, I read the original comics, but I wasn't a cartoon guy. But I love these so much. They're so good, man. It's
That's
so
right.
good.
So I
Really, really good.
I don't I typically will not open a figure until I'm ready to review it because I'm always worried that I'm gonna misplace something and then like I'm gonna be missing something in the review, which has happened.
Yeah.
So like because I had a large gap of time where I was about a month where I didn't do a review. I just got my Michael Xavier review up yesterday, but that was the first
Watched
review
it.
in about a month. So like now I finally cracked open Azahazar, which will be the next Legions review.
Nice.
And then I also cracked open Thrace because I'm gonna get ready. I'm trying to get back onto a rhythm and a pattern now that things have settled down a little bit. But yeah, that's why I got Thrace in my hands.
That's awesome.
There you go, Jesse. Good for you. Yeah, Richard Jones. I thought it was Malcolm, but yeah, I guess it was Richard Jones from Euro Legions. The only one that I heard guess right about the mystery boxes. I saw a couple people.
Yeah, I
put it
was
out
listening
there
to that
as well.
podcast too. Rich did mention that in one of the Euro Legions episodes, and
And
John
John
was
said,
like,
"I
don't
hope
think
it's
they're gonna do
not.
that."
I hope
Yeah.
it's not." and I think even on the one where they announced it, I think John was like right at the top.
Oh yeah.
I think this is the second time he's done this. I gotta call him on this. Like he's like, I hope it's not X, and it was X. Like, it's like,
Needs to
damn,
stop
John,
doing that.
you are really disappointing.
Jinxing us.
John's really
John,
really
quick
gonna be
favor: when you
disappointed.
start your next show, can you say, "I hope Nate doesn't win the lottery"? Thanks, buddy.
Exactly. All right, let's go back. So, all right. So, how many boxes did everybody order? Did everybody jump in on this, or like what do we do today? What did we?
The answer is
think?
not enough.
Ooh, do tell.
Not enough. This is never enough. 3.
What did everybody get?
Okay.
No, what did you get? How many did you get? 3.
Well,
Eric,
look at you
how many
guys.
did
You guys are all synchronized. It's like, well, no, I'm not gonna go there.
5.
You're all doing a podcast, and you're all synced now. Like you're all
Don't
like,
do
yeah,
it.
3. No, I'm not.
Eric, how many? did you
Eric,
get?
how
Did you get
many?
3?
I did 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I was gonna do 2, and then
And
I
you
was like,
did
maybe I should
17.
just. Well, then I was like, maybe I should just do 3, and then I put 4 in, and I thought I like that number. So
Feels
Once that
good.
shipping
So-
starts like flattening out, and you're like, wow,
You're not
this is, like,
changing
free
as you're
shipping.
adding
Exactly,
more and
yeah.
more. It's like,
Especially
this
all the
is
way
kind
out
of
there.
cool. How high
Yeah.
can I
It's
make
It's a
number
decent
go?
amount of figures. I mean, 3 boxes is 6 figures. That's like half a wave.
Yep.
Most, and knowing that stuff's on the horizon.
Yep.
So
Well,
we
that's okay.
averaged
So that's
3.
my argument. Yeah, that's my argument though to Nate, is that the value proposition is just too good. Like even if you get, because you get the regular figure, standard figure, and most of those are going to be
It's
between
science.
40, $50. It's just science.
It is
The
a
value
science.
proposition.
If you sell the 4 regular figures and didn't even sell any of the chase figures, that would be making up like 200 of the, I think it was like 350 for 4 for me, because I have taxes from California. So
Get out your adding machine, Nate. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the-
so,
the
you know,
little-
this is the enablers math. There's boy
Yeah.
math, girl math. This is enablers math, right? So
Well,
then it's like $150 and you got 4 chase figures. Pretty solid.
Yeah, I was doing like it's like what
It
is that?
maths.
75 is $37 approximately, $37.50, right? $37.50 per figure. You're
name
gonna get
figure.
one that you could definitely, if you don't like it, you could sell for $35, and the other one's probably going to be worth at least $50-$60 in value. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't get it, even if it's not something you necessarily wanted. You're going to find a use for it. I mean, again, people are talking about what's his face? Bryophytus.
Hagnon?
Hagnon?
Hagnon as being a
We all knew what you were
disappointment.
talking about.
I am telling you. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. You guys skipped Hagnon today. You guys just like, yeah, we've said enough. We're moving on, like from Hagnon. I thought it was very
Joe,
funny.
Joe tore Hagnon to shreds.
Yeah.
But listen.
For the record, we didn't all
Hagnon-
endorse that.
Yeah,
y'all
That
are
was
gonna
a joke.
be.
I have to own that one. I'll take that one.
And I'm from New York. I don't know what I'm saying, y'all, but like y'all, you're gonna be upset that you don't have a extra Hagnon to swap out parts with that zombie pack, man.
Oh, that's
it's
true.
gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be a really cool mashup with that stuff. I really think it's gonna
Look
be.
at you enabling over there.
Okay.
Yeah, wow,
Maybe
look
I
at
will
that.
keep a
saying.
Hagnon, but I sure as hell ain't keeping a Bryophytus. So which
There
one?
you
and I
Yeah,
can say
Bryophytus.
y'all,
You hear that,
Yeah,
John?
which one of y'all
Shots fired.
Bryophytus?
But you heard that, Nate?
Bryophytus
Nate,
armor is nice.
Bryophytus
yeah.
painted is nice. Speaking of the illustrious John Caulfield, he sent me a Bryophytus custom painted red, like a Fury Orc, and it's
A
gorgeous.
Furyphytus?
I love it, man. Yeah, Furyphytus. Yeah, Bryofurious, something like that. Yeah, it's
What do you got, Joe?
fantastic.
I was gonna say, Nate, we're plugging away there. We're adding up, we're crunching the numbers, and I feel like the math really maths there, Wealthy Nate. You should probably jump in on this. It pays for itself, basically. It's
Really.
yeah. Honestly,
Just fire one of the servants and order 100, and then yeah.
That's my servant who does the math for
we're
me.
not
though.
saying you have to do Dennis Derby numbers. You don't have to pump it up like that. Just get one, try it out, test
Did
the water,
Dennis
see
say
how
how
you
many you
feel.
ordered?
Look, I will not disclose that. Mike's got his hand up.
Oh, you know?
No, I was
Spill the
I
tea.
wanna
I'm
I
just
was
wondering if you
just
said
gonna,
it.
I don't know how many he got. I know
Oh, okay.
that he, Dennis is gonna Dennis. But I would say to Nate, you're somebody who was definitely around.
Thank you, Andy.
Like when Big Bad Toy Store got that restock of all that crazy Advent of Decay and Soul Spiller stuff. So that was kind of like the golden age for like new collectors at that time. So much so that you, like me, like a lot of my friends here, you take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? At
For
one
sure.
point, you could have just logged on at 2-3 in the morning and grabbed a Faunus or a Balam. So do you really want to let this opportunity slip through your fingers to at least, you
he's
can't
doing
hit a
it.
home run without
He's
swinging at
working
the
it.
ball. You know what I mean? You got to take a shot.
You miss
Realistically.
It's-
You miss
Because
100%.
the fingers like this. It's
You
like
miss
this. It's like this.
100% of the chances you don't take.
Absolutely. So when their stock was filled up, it was like, I could always order one tomorrow if I want to. And then guess what? I guarantee you, at some point in time, there was probably one of those figures that you were like, oh man, I really wish I would have just got one more Balam or one more Delphina.
Oh,
So
damn!
Or
Look at
both.
this.
when the
look at
mystery
this.
boxes are gone, they're gone, man. You're gonna have to hope
Pinstripes.
that they have something on the
Wow.
table.
Stripes. I got the undercoating.
Come
and-
on.
Okay.
He said he was done super chatting too.
James?
People
Greg?
don't realize Greg is the
Oh,
original
James.
OG enabler.
James, pull up my my
Definitely.
Four Horsemen account, will you?
Oh no, he's gonna fire him live.
Press the button, Jeeves. I don't press buttons. Yeah,
For me,
I
I
think you
think
got to do this live right now. Like, I think you got to order it live and tell us that you ordered
Yeah.
it. Come on.
Dude,
Get on
be-
that.
better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You could get rid of
Sunroof?
it if you don't want it.
And you know what?
Can I get rid of
Bryophytus will just grow with a sunroof. It's like a chia pet. He'll just like It's gonna be
Nate,
beautiful.
and realistically, I mean, you can't get one because then you're not really taking advantage of the shipping.
Nate,
The flat
think of the
shipping,
children. Jesse says, think
Come
of
on.
the children. Come on.
Oh,
And even if you
course,
get
Jesse.
bryophytus, I mean, he's a builder too. Have you seen a bunch of them together on a shelf? They're badass, dude. I'll show you my army. I
He's
got
not
an army of
lying.
bryophytus.
With the War of the
Oh,
Aether
you
Blade
might need
parts
one
too.
more.
Yeah, no, they look awesome together.
Sweet. I'm in. I'm
There you
fucking
go.
doing it.
I mean, the odds. That's like 3 or maybe 4 out of like you're not gonna want. You know what I mean?
You
Like
could get a
and-
Kador. Come on.
I know. Hey, there are some in there I would love to get. There are a few that I do not have. I would love to get them. But
Dude,
I know I'm
you're
gonna
not
get a
paying
bryophytus.
$37 for a bryophytus. You're paying $75 for a Kador or a Sir Godfrey or a Faunus, and they're giving you a bryophytus for free.
Yeah, I was
Well,
gonna
that's
say
a good way
that.
to put it, actually. Yeah. Or a Dark Elf
Um,
Ranger, like any of those.
Oh,
Brother
Dark
M.
Elf Ranger is great.
Yeah,
You know?
I need him.
Duck Collector, I think they're all going to be sealed. I don't think they're going to have like translucent like sunroofs. I don't think that you could see. They're all going to be sealed. I think what it is like if you buy 3 or 4 of them, they're all going to be in one box. So you'll have to like kind of but they're all going to be top down. So you'll pull one out at a time if you want to do like a reveal or something like that.
Yeah,
and
that'd be
surprise
fun.
yourself. You won't be able to see them all. So
It'll be
Yeah,
like all those
yeah.
YouTubers opening Pokemon cards.
Steven
Yeah.
is right. Yes, exactly.
Oh my
You got to pull the
God.
one from the back first and put the one in the
Exactly.
front, and then you can take them all from the front. Yeah. Do you want to be that kid on Christmas morning with no presents to open, Nate?
You don't want to be
Is
that
this a
guy, Nate.
chase?
That's right, the chase. It's exactly.
Whoa,
Okay,
holographic
I'm in.
Magnon.
I'm in. We can move
Easy
on.
on the collectible
Oh,
trading
good, because
card.
I was about to tell you if you
shade
get a
over there.
bryophytus, I'll trade you one of the other non-chase figures for that one, so you don't got to worry about
There you go.
that one.
you are a
But you're already
gentleman.
in, so we're good.
I think there's
Nope,
going to
that's
be a
the
lot of
Offer
that,
doesn't
man.
stand.
I think there's going to be a lot of that. I think there's going to be a lot of new collectors. Yes, I mean I know a lot of the new stuff, Bryophytus, Mephitor. A lot of people have those. They're out there. You might not be able to trade those, but if you get one of the reissued ones or one of the warehouse finds, I think you're going to be able to find somebody that'll trade you for another warehouse find. You know what I mean? I know
If you
everything isn't equal, and like people are going to look at values and stuff, but there's a lot of good people in the cabal, and people help people out with stuff all the time. And
Absolutely.
I don't think people are going to be counting pennies and say, "Well, I could get another $20 if I put this on eBay." You're going to pay eBay fees or what? You know what I mean? Like just like, I think there's going to be a lot of that stuff, man. So
And that's
That's
how you
just
make
it.
friends in the group, right?
Just under
Like that.
2,400 left.
well, and as Bill says, Bill, what do you say? Like you got to be part of it now. Like get into it and be a member of the group,
Yeah.
and don't just come on and say, "Hey, who's going to give me X
Yeah,
for
you wanna
X?" Like
trade
it's like,
for- right.
who are you? Who are you? Like, yeah, get in on it. Like, start being a member of the society. You know.
Deadline was yesterday, as far as being nice to me to get.
Yeah, that's
free
true.
things.
Wow, you're generous.
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
I've got at least a month window for being nice to me. Like you have to be nice to me a month ago for me to be nice to you now. All right, what do we got? We got a lot of comments here. Should people trade 1 for 1? I've seen people say that. Yeah, I mean, I think if it's like an even trade, like again, like a lot of this stuff is reissued. We had presumably 6,000 of these out there today. We were talking about this earlier, but whether there's 6,000 or that's just what they put up for sale today and they add more, who knows? So there's a lot of those reissues. So if you get a reissue, yeah, 1 for 1. If you get a warehouse find, I don't know. Make your deal, man. I don't know.
I think
if
I
you're
like it
pushing
better
that,
than.
like if you're not doing
Oh, go
1
ahead,
for
Mike.
1, somebody else will. So it's
I think
kinda
so.
like you're-
Eventually,
you're
yeah,
rolling the
somebody's going
dice
to.
on it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think especially in the beginning, trust and believe the figure that you want, someone else doesn't want it. And like, if you're looking to get, more for whatever your part of the trade is, they're going to skip right over you and they're going to go to somebody else who's going to do the 1 for 1 deal. And that's kind of what the spirit of the cabal is,
And I
Yeah.
think
That's it.
also there's going to be people who are friends with other people and not just in the group to get figures, right? Like
Yep.
people who are productive members and
Like this guy
they
here.
are friendly and have they're going to be way more likely People are going to be more willing to trade with them. Like if you have a reputation, I mean, trading has its own risks. Like you're going to send something and it's going to be a bit of faith. So there's that element of it too. You want somebody you can trust. So be prepared for members of the community who are friends with each other, like freely trading and not necessarily being super hyped to trade with the guy who joined this morning when he pulled a Hagnon.
Right.
I think it's more equitable than Exodus, though. To be honest with you, like I don't know if you guys made out like
this
a
is why
bandit
this is
at
why
Exodus.
he's your MC, man, right here. Equitable than Exodus.
Oh, thank you. I don't know why I always have such a hard time with the live drops. Like I have good internet like 99% of the time, and then like this morning too, it just my cart froze and I had to restart, and I worried that I ordered 8 instead of 4. But with Exodus, I got that glitch that some people got where it didn't take me to the main page. It took me to like the Advent of Decay stuff first. Like Mike had that too,
Really?
I think also. Yeah. So like I ended up all I got from that sale was like a Balam and a Myria golden branch or something like that, which was great. But
You
those
still
were
made
also
out better
ones that
than
were on-
me.
Yeah. What did you get?
I got Gadriel from there.
Oh, well,
but
that's awesome.
I didn't.
It was awesome.
Gadriel's
Yeah,
great.
but she was cheaper on
Yeah.
Big Bad Toy Store at the time.
Oh,
Oh,
probably because of shipping,
Really?
right?
Mm.
Oh, wait, you live in
I
Jersey.
forget what
How's
the
that
final
possible?
total came out to be.
Yeah, those,
But she was pricier because I think she was like I forget what the price was, but
those
believe me.
deluxe figures were really good. They were priced really well on Big Bad. There were
Yeah.
Them
certain
and the
things-
ogres, Bill.
Yeah, and the ogres. Yeah, there's certain things that just have a great price difference.
Bill, am I mistaken? Did you make a video about that like a long time ago where you talked about like the MSRP versus the pre-order prices and like which were better, like what was the best value of it? I know you do it for different waves and stuff like that
Yeah,
now.
I've definitely.
But I feel like you talked about the deluxe sets like years ago.
Yeah,
and how they were just a good
I'm
value.
pretty sure I have. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
specifically that topic, but I've talked about it.
Yeah. But I just think it's a better deal because like there's a level of chance you're not going to get left out or in the dust because somebody else has a better internet connection or can load
Yeah.
their card faster
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
Yep.
And then like Bill
That's
was
what
saying
I'm
too, I
talking
think it like stimulates the community to like trade and to kind of build these new relationships and friendships. And I think then that scalpers kind of don't get all of the figures that they want that they can resell for a lot of money either.
I think it's great
Yeah.
in that respect because scalpers. I mean, you could go on there and you could buy 100 of them or whatever, and
Yeah.
you could get some. You could get some good stuff. But I mean, the fact that they've reissued a lot of these, yeah, you might hit pay dirt with a Torgan or something like that. But the fact that a lot of these have been reissued and we don't even know how many there are.
Yeah, the resell is
The value always goes down on those all stars. Like no matter what they put out, like the old ones just go down. Even if somebody wants the original, white ties, in a like those are some few and far between collectors. They're happy to just get the reissue and it's fine. It's good. I've got a representation on my shelf or whatever. Of that thing. I have to bring Curtis's up because I have to read this. $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Curtis. Note to self: I can be mean to Trevor until October and still earn another kiss at LegionsCon if I'm nice for that last month. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, same as last year, right, Curtis? I mean, like it's pretty much the same thing.
So, Blake, maybe you can keep a countdown to nice Trevor along with LegionsCon countdown.
There you go, for sure. I'm always nice. Speaking of LegionsCon, I know we didn't get through all the way through like with the first time we saw, but we're 9:30 here, so I want to don't want to keep you guys too late. What are you expecting for LegionsCon? I mean, I'm sure you're going to do a show on this at some point, but it's all going to change by the time August comes around, July. When we see the next few waves and things that come out, like it could definitely shape the way we look at what's coming out for LegionsCon. But what is your thinking? Like what? Like Joe, I mean, I know you want you're over, you're done. Like, I mean, you've got all your Etheron stuff. It's like everything else from here out is like, who the hell cares, right? I mean, that's
Pretty much. My biggest expectation for LegionsCon, I would say, is soft pretzels. Definitely going to be soft pretzels somewhere in the mix there. That's going to have to happen.
Beer cheese.
Beer cheese,
beer
absolutely.
Cheese. Well, the Irish pub, you got to have beer cheese for sure.
Hanging out in the lobby though, that's just the thing. I don't know if it's an expectation, but the thing I look forward to the most is just hanging out with everybody. chatting, meeting new people. I meet so many cool people every single year that like I really follow names in the Cabal. Like I read people's first names and last name every single time, and somebody will come up to me and be like, "Hey, I'm John," and I'm like, "John, what's your last name?" And he says his last name like John blah blah blah, and I repeat it back to him immediately. I know exactly who he is because I just have seen him around the Cabal, or I've seen him.
Cool.
You just have to introduce yourself because I
John,
don't know
blah,
you
blah,
by
blah.
face like that. I say it all the time. Like I know your name. I've read your name. I just don't know your face.
Yeah.
I know your IG handle, but
yeah.
Joe,
I'm
not familiar with blah, blah,
I got to
blah.
ask about your getup. Are you wearing the same thing? You got any additions? You gonna go something new this year?
I haven't decided yet. I don't. Is it okay to wear the same thing? Is it the kind of deal where you have to one up your costume every year? Like
it's so gauche. It's like wearing the same gown to the Oscars or something. Like
the McDonald's. The McDonald's kind of have us covered though. Like they bring their A game with those costumes. I mean, Scapula.
Well, they pull some of it away from you. You know what I mean? Like you can get away with a little more because the gaze is always over there. But like you gotta.
Joe,
so
I paid good money to have
come
you as my
original.
booth babe.
So I have been on like eBay a couple of times and I've been looking at like legit like costuming, like LARPing kind of stuff, and like getting something like that's not Spirit of Halloween that I wore last year. So I don't know. Just as long as Mike's son lets me borrow his sword again next year, I'll be okay.
You're giving me a Green Arrow type of vibe right now, and I know people have said that before, but
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Elf Ranger, Elf Ranger might not be bad, right? Elf Ranger,
Robin Hood kind of look.
You should go as the custom you made, Joe.
I could do that. I could make a big old green cape. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
But for LegionsCon, I would like to ask the three of you guys if you could help enable a little bit yourselves, because Wyatt's missed the last couple and he's saying he's coming to this one, and I believe him when he says it. But if I can get you guys to do a little bit enabling as well, to make sure Wyatt shows up, I feel like we could use all the manpower we can get on this and all the good vibes going towards you, my guy.
I will say my first LegionsCon 21, I distinctly remember Wyatt at the Biblical Adventures table.
Yeah.
And like it hasn't felt the same since. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it just hasn't
thanks,
really,
Bill.
So
Yeah, we had to watch Chris man his own booth the entire time last year. It was miserable.
I know. Yeah, he was right next to me too. It really sucked. I would much rather you were there.
Hey, Bill, speaking of LegionsCon 21, I remember that was the first time that I seen you. I remember asking you like, "Hey, are you going to LegionsCon?"
Yep. That was when you gave me the turntable. That was like the first time. Yeah, that was like the turntable year. Yeah.
That turntable's so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna make it this year. I am this year. It's happening.
Why? We're holding
Okay, well, first of all, hotel not a problem. Like
hotel, I got tickets.
Okay,
good.
You're in the hotel, the main hotel.
I'm in the hotel. I'm in the main hotel. I did it fast. Yeah.
All right. I know that can be canceled, but like,
that's true,
dude. It's like night and day. Like it's night and day. This is. I mean, we take the class down a little bit, but like it's classy. It's a nice place.
I don't want it too classy. I like
no cars on.
No. There's an Irish pub there. There's an Irish pub there, and like that. It's a really nice place, but like it's an Irish pub, so you can still get away with a lot. No, dude. You're gonna love this. Like compared to the last time you were there, it is. Wow, just like
the lobby hang
500 times.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember the lobby
that
hang.
was so
much fun.
It was awesome.
Listen, it's kind of like the war stories. Like these kids like don't know. I don't know. They we hung out. There was people out and breaking into our cars. They didn't know there was rats. There was mice in the toilets.
Lived at that hotel.
Yeah, exactly. The zombie people.
Did I tell
these
you
kids
guys,
today.
I left at 2022. I left my car. I went out to my car and I brought like a crap load of boxes of stuff of like a case of figures, like a crash box set, and I stuck it in my car. And I think I also had like figure fan Nate and somebody else too was there. I had like a couple people's stuff that I was just gonna like hold in the car. and I fucking left the door open of the car like for like 4 hours. And then I came back out and the door was still open to my car like 4 hours later. Nothing was stolen, but it
Wow.
was just wild.
Thank God
Try
it
and
was
do
all
that.
nerdy stuff.
Try and do that at the Legions, at the Legions Hotel for 21.
They ran in your back seat, dude. They were like, "What the hell is this?"
They're like, what am I gonna do with this?
Yeah, the meth guys are like, where am I
They
going to
took
sell
my
this?
CDs,
Like,
that
there's
was
nobody's
it.
going to
Trade this for meth.
Exactly. Your CDs.
You don't want this crap.
Who's buying
Third Eye Blind.
CDs?
What are these round little mirrors?
Is this was it AOL? Was this what this was?
I think
No, but-
I think
yeah, well,
I'm
I mean, the
excited for
hang-
the. Oh, go ahead. No, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the hang and the hotel are obviously
Oh,
way better, but the show itself,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
way more, tables and vendors and artists, and it's
your mind's going to be
unbelievable.
blown, man, and as how it's grown, man. And this year, even more. Even though like there's a finite amount of room, and I know that there's like not a lot of new tables for a lot of new people. I know what's coming, and it's gonna blow people's mind. It's
But keep
it's
in mind
really-
that Y guy is remembering like the police association like
Yeah.
hall that the first
bingo
one was
hall?
The
in.
lunchroom.
The PAL room.
Police
The PAL with the lunchroom, the
Dining.
cafeteria.
Yeah, they had to
No,
clear
this
out
is
early
like-
because bingo was the next morning, right? Or
I know. No, that night we had to get out. I think they were that night. They had to get out like by 4 o'clock
coming
because
in.
they
They
were
had like
coming
a
in.
chili
I think
potluck
they were
supper going
literally
on.
coming in while people were packing out. They were like setting up their table. And
What do you
ready
think
for the
the
fish fry.
attendance?
rotating thing.
Oh, that looks sick, Bill.
Rad.
Ooh, there you
Wow.
There you
That's
go.
what I
That's
suppose.
awesome.
What do you think the level of attendance like has changed in terms of like scale, like from the first one? Because I was asking these guys questions about it, and they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna be blown away by it."
All right, just show it.
go. Oh, yeah. Okay,
Like-
hold on.
like
Hold.
Twice
Hold.
many people.
Okay.
Hold.
There's
Nice.
the
Love it.
pose.
Hey, is that cape two different colors inside and out? Like,
No, it's two different. It's two different finishes,
patterns.
I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. Why? Repeat that. Is the
like
scale
how
of it?
much more attendance? Because I feel like more people, especially like Eric was talking about going to MuskyCon for the second year, and
Oh,
how
yeah.
the first year was like just getting people introduced to the line, and
Yeah.
then he was sort of hoping that this year there'd be a lot of people returning who got introduced to it the year before, and there were, and it still feels like it's growing a ton. And I feel like even in the Cabal and other communities, there's tons of people still picking up the line, today, right? Which is
Yep.
pretty
Mhm.
interesting.
yeah,
I mean, I feel like last year was nuts, man. Like even compared to the year before, like in that the other hotel, that was nice except for the elevators. It felt like a lot more people, and it felt like a lot more, Toy Galaxy was there. And not that YouTube celebrities mean anything, but like Ryan from Hasbro was there and like stopping by, and like it was like it felt like more of a thing. Like it just felt
Yeah.
more legit. Even though the last year felt a lot more legit than the back room, the bingo room, you know what I mean, of ToyCon New Jersey, which
Of
is a
ToyCon,
fantastic show, and like that's where you do those things, you know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
this, it really feels like a genuine, like serious con, which is crazy for a single line of toys. Like it
Yeah.
still blows my mind that there's that many people willing to, I mean, the prices aren't crazy, you know what I mean, but willing to come from Sweden, and
Right.
Germany and God knows where, England and Belgium and like all sorts of things to come to this thing in New Jersey, and it's crazy, man. It's great. It was really good.
think,
You're going to be blown away this year. You're going to be blown away.
I think that there's going to be some people caught off guard towards like fall. I think it's going to sell out, and like it's only the same size as last year.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some people on the outside. I feel like last year everybody got to go. Like I don't think there was really many people who were like, "Damn it, I don't have
Who
a
could
ticket.
go,
I
yeah.
want to go so bad." Like,
Yeah.
But I think this year, the fact that it's the same size venue, but things are still growing, there's going to be a lot of people on the outside looking in this year
Yeah.
round, I think.
and Jeremy has said they are going to limit tickets because they
Yeah.
don't want it to be insane, because this isn't like a lot of cons where people come in, they walk the floor for a couple hours and then they leave, and then new people come in. No,
Yep.
once you come, you're there to stay. So they don't want it to get it to where you can't walk around without bumping into people and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, there's
very true.
things like there's stuff going on all the time. There's going to be the parts swap, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
great last year, and I think it's
Chris
gonna be even
James
more
puts that on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounded
even
really,
more
really
expanded
cool.
this year. It's going to be really good, and there could be some more stuff in the lobby.
I might have some bryophytus parts to.
I'll definitely have some haggy limbs. You guys can do whatever you want with them, but those
I want.
Necronomicons-
I will take your
Build
Hagnon
it.
limbs. I will take your Hagnon limbs.
How great
You're
is
gonna
it
be
to
sorry.
be? How great is it to be in the hotel where the convention's
Trevor, I got
happening,
you
so
right
can
here,
just
buddy.
walk your stuff back.
Thanks, buddy. Oh my
It's the
god,
best. Wyatt, it's the
dude!
best.
I mean, to walk upstairs. First of all, Wyatt, there's an Irish pub. Like when you see pictures of it, I thought it was it's gonna be a little tiny thing. It's not huge, but it's so great, man. Like we're
But, like,
just
it's
hanging
a
out.
legit Irish pub too. Like
It's
they-
a legit
chain.
Irish pub.
They took apart a pub in Ireland and they literally shipped
No
it.
way, really?
And
That's
it's-
great.
Oh
and
yeah,
rebuilt
no,
it
there's
here.
parts from the original Irish pub in Ireland that are in there, the flooring and the walls and stuff. But it's just fun and good food, and it's
Yeah.
right there. It's right
And
there.
what-
You can get some drinks, but then there's a fire pit outside. And this year,
You really don't
you
have
know,
to leave.
No.
There's no reason to leave.
I never
never
did.
did.
One run to the Wegmans across the
Yeah.
highway.
Yeah, well, the
that's
great.
Wegmans
Stock
across the highway is like
Right.
you got to go a half an hour
I did.
down,
I did
Right.
make the Wegmans run.
half a
for
mile
booze.
down the street, and a half a mile up
Stock
the
up
street
on
to
some
get to the
fridge
Wegmans.
stuff, on some
But that's all you
got
got
to
to do.
Room.
Yeah.
That's worth
then-
going there just to see a Wegmans, anyways. But
Yeah, Wegmans is nuts. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's nuts for sure.
It's a site in itself.
Well, that's a
Um,
huge. Sounds already like a huge upgrade from yeah.
Oh
from
my
previous
God,
place.
you are
Yeah.
not going to even.
Massive upgrade.
You're not even going to recognize it, man. It's incredible.
We're talking
It's
class,
incredible.
baby. Class. You're gonna love
Real
this. It's gonna
class.
be
It
good.
is class. It is
is.
class. It was like I felt like we were everybody was respectful but loud. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And everybody, we had, drinks everywhere, all over the place in the lobby till all hours of the morning. But there were other people there. You know what I mean? There was a wedding there or something like that. I think what is it,
Yeah.
like 80% or 85 or something percent of the hotel now this year is
At
going to be
least
us,
that,
if not 90%.
yeah, it's up there.
For those days, like it's going to be all
So
of us.
No stupid weddings to get in our way, right?
Yeah, we-
Frivolous.
Stupid
things.
people getting married.
It was really well ventilated too. Like you could
It was
breathe so
really
nicely.
well
in there.
ventilated.
It was compared to the
Yeah,
year
yeah,
before.
it
Like,
was.
you thought this was night and day.
True enough. True enough.
Hey, so I want to ask you guys real quick. Maybe we can go around the horn. Besides LegionsCon, what are you expecting, wishing, wanting for this big, massive 25 and 10-year anniversary that we got coming up here?
Yeah.
You want to start with Joe? Joe, bro.
Dragon.
Knights. What?
Dragon.
Dragon.
Definitely the dragon. I'm hoping 10-year anniversary we get that dragon that they're talking about.
Awesome.
We saw pictures of. I don't think it's a coincidence that Chris and George are in China right now. I think it's because they're finalizing dragon parts right now, and there's some
For the
pictures
year
of
the
them
dragon.
in
Wow.
the background.
Stuff
There's
was
some
bit
pictures of
mapped out.
them
Yeah.
that are like fuzzied out in the background. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
those are
You
dragon
got the
parts.
pins and the string going everywhere, don't you, Joe?
Exactly. It's wild, man. It's wild.
That's what that blur
what do you,
was behind Chris. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah,
hoping to see, Wyatt?
I don't know. We kind of talked a little bit about it on our show, like what we would hope for, but I don't know what to expect. Because we've had these 4 or 5 years of these evil and good factions. I kind of want them to go beyond Mythos. They've kind of said that like there's other continents. Not that I don't love Mythos, but I think that would be a really
Zendi.
cool sort of Zendi's from another place. Same with Rhaegor. So I think it would be really interesting to see what's across the ocean, and I think that would be a cool like story element. I was talking. I don't remember if we talked about this on the show or just with the guys, but I feel like the waves used to tell kind of a little bit of a more contained story, whereas the faction waves they're not really describing battles or anything like that, just like the coming of the evil beings again. And I think it would be cool to see another wave that returns to kind of like sort of like what Cosmic's been doing with like a storytelling
Yeah.
sort of situation with the wave and the lore.
Yeah.
And I could
Yeah,
I could see some sort of seafaring wave where they're going across the ocean to like get help to fight the Dark Force. So
And
that's something that I think I would like to see.
Yeah, and that could potentially tie into I don't know if it's been said or specifically noted how much of the story that's coming in this first book that Jeremy's putting out. Like, is that going to be everything we know thus far? So this is a good time once that's out to start a new chapter, as it were, and that's when we extend beyond Mythos, perhaps. So
The
that's
sequel,
great. I love that
the
thought.
sequel to the book is the next wave, not necessarily the next book, but it's like it comes first in the form of the next wave. That
Yeah.
That's
would really
cool.
Yeah.
be
That's a
fitting.
great. Yeah.
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 Love that. Cool. Noah, what do you got?
Yeah, keep this going. Be right back.
Yeah, you know what? I just more toys. I mean, I was gonna say
Easy, man,
something
easy.
similar to like what Wyatt said with like the multiple factions maybe within one wave where you get a little more variety. I think that would be kind of cool. Yeah, just like just more like depicting a battle, so to speak. So maybe you have like a few different good factions and a few different bad factions, and then you get more representation within one wave. I think that'd be kind of neat.
Very cool. Brother Xavier, the enabler.
They've they've talked in the past how like sometimes like a figure will be designed and then it just becomes a matter of them trying to figure out where to slot it in. Or like they've said they wanted to release something, but the timing didn't make sense. So I'm gonna jump right back to what Joe said. I can't think of a better time when there's gonna be to bring us the dragon that we've been talking about. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. I hope it is, but I think the stars are aligned for it to happen now. It
Year
makes
of the
complete
Dragon,
sense
baby.
with the anniversary and everything like that. Did you say it was Year of the Dragon?
Yep.
I mean, there's just
Yeah.
there's
Right.
it's
Year
all
of the
lined up for it.
Dragon, 10-year anniversary of the line, 25th.
I'll put it to you this
anniversary
way:
of
if they don't do the
company.
dragon this year, like my wallet won't be mad, but I would be I would be surprised. I would be surprised if it didn't happen this year.
What are you thinking, Eric?
I'm thinking whatever it is, it's going to be cool. I don't speculate a whole lot, but I mean, we have been talking about that dragon for a long time,
Yeah.
and I don't know where I'm going to put it or what I'm going to do with it, but it's, I can't think of a more full circle moment. I feel like getting the bear felt full circle, but the dragon will be even more full circle.
Right on.
Fuller
And
circle.
there's been so much talk about version 2s too. Like, I mean, I feel like we're almost guaranteed
I'm glad you
certain
said that.
characters, but it's like, when is now, like, when is it actually going to happen? And I don't want to just,
It was just
ask
then.
for-
You just missed
for
it.
old stuff, but,
Damn it.
but like, come on, let's get some of those,
Yeah. We've been hearing about version 2 Otho for so long.
Yeah.
We know he's coming.
Yeah.
Slot him in.
And,
Get him to us.
and my new one, I'm unashamed about this one, man. I want my White Knight of the Cabal figure.
I love that you just keep like going for this one. I like that.
I've been bringing it up
you're
every
campaigning
chance I
for
can.
it. Yeah,
I won't let it go. I want
That's a
it.
great idea.
Defender
It'll be an
of the
awesome
realm.
Cabal. The defender of the realm.
No, I love it. That's awesome. So, do you guys think that this blind box thing that we're getting now is the look back that we're going to get for the year? In other words, sort of like, you tend to do that when it's an anniversary.
Maybe.
So
I think
this
it's
is it, and maybe besides maybe the version 2s, everything else is going to be all new from here on out.
I think this is probably the in lieu of All Stars. I'm going to go out on a limb and just call that this is in lieu of All Stars.
At least in a traditional sense, I think.
Right.
If we do All Stars, I want it to be very different.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of said that the other day. Like, right?
Yeah,
it
they
could
did,
be,
right? It's like the 10-year
Again, not coming from
anniversary
any source of knowge, but yeah,
Sure.
they did say it was kind of. I mean, I made this known. Like, I'm down for Dragon. I just want it to be worked into the lore well. I just don't want because I started out with this line like being like, hey, this is going to be my Dungeons and Dragons. I could care less about the lore. It's just going to be, I get
That
to
was a
shoot them
big-
any way I want, and I still kind of do that to some degree. But like, now I'm into the lore, and I want it to fit. I don't
Like
want it
a
to just be
nested,
like,
right?
hey, let's throw a dragon in there. Like, what does that mean? Like, where is that from?
But
Why
Jeremy's
did-
not going to let that slide. Like he's going to.
Of course not.
He's
Of
gonna
course
he's
not.
gonna get it in there. He's not going to overlook
Yeah,
that.
I think
No,
they'll
Eric
do it the
or
right
Jeremy,
way,
like
for
either
sure.
one of them
Yeah.
are going to work that out for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eric's
is
had
it going to
this
be this
plan
year? Is it
since
going to be next
week
year?
10.
I mean, I know it's Year of the Dragon officially, but like, we'll see. I don't know.
We're gonna be looking
Yeah.
at Eric's sketchbook from when he was, in 6th grade. He's
That's
like,
right.
I've wanted this. I've had this plan for.
Somebody needs to get him drunk and get that sketchbook out of his hands at LegionsCon. I will pay good money. I've got good
The sacred
biophytus and
text.
magnons for whoever gets us that.
Well,
Just get him
hopefully,
drunk. And,
hopefully
mean-
it's going to be in the new catalog book that was announced at.
Oh,
Mythic
yeah.
Con,
I'm
We'll
super
get some of
excited for
stuff
that.
in there. Yeah, I'm stoked for
Yeah.
that too.
And Nate, I don't think that this
Yeah,
is going
me
to be
too.
the end of the anniversary stuff, because this doesn't feel like it has enough fanfare to be the only anniversary thing that
Yeah.
they're going to do this
Right.
year.
Yeah,
There's a
no.
whole
You know.
bunch of
no,
stuff.
no, no.
There's got to
Version
be
twos and
something
perhaps
else.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you guys were on the money in the beginning of the episode tonight when you were talking about that they probably need to clear out a lot of room. They're sitting on a lot of inventory, so it makes sense to, you know what, this is a great way. Let's get a lot of this stuff out of here, because they're talking about what not even like Legions in general, but specifically a mythic heavy year.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, think about the stuff we know for sure is coming, right? Obviously, we've got Outpost Axios, we've got the big wave
Necro?
with Necronominus coming.
Necronominus.
We're gonna
6
have
plus.
a couple, or assuming figure obscuras mixed in there at some point in the year. So just the stuff we know for sure. Yeah,
Mhm.
All-Star 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they got to make room for that, let alone whatever else they got up their sleeves. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
And
again,
I think they do.
yeah, this is business. I think it's a great way to go about it. I really like it. I still think it's fun, and I still think it's worth it. Should we do a quick giveaway? Who's still here? We got 92 people here. Let's do a giveaway.
Yeah.
I'm here. You can give it to me.
Put your hands
No,
up.
Joe.
Let me bring up my giveaway tool.
Bad Joe.
Don't embarrass us.
Joe.
And the blue Hagnon goes
You
to
really
Joe.
want
All right, we're gonna give away a Mephitor. No, we're not. Nobody wants Mephitor.
Send it my way.
You
How
just
about
threw
a
that behind you, like
I
straight
did,
into
yeah, I
those
did.
hot dogs?
I
Like
I
it
don't
was
even want
yesterday's
it at this
trash.
point. No. How about a Templar, a Dark Templar night? That's kind of cool.
There you go.
Ooh.
Nice. That's
Those are
very
cool.
cool.
All right. Let's do
All night, all night,
enablers.
all night.
Hashtag enablers.
We're a
I
hashtag,
spelled that
guys.
right.
We're a hashtag.
Guys, we
Okay,
finally
wait
made a hashtag now.
There you go. Hashtag enablers.
Hey,
Can I-
I hope it's a
can I
red
join?
dragon so that we'll look. Oh. Can I reject the $4.99 super chat? Is there any chance of that?
He's
Refund.
got until October to,
Can I?
wow.
Look at that. I just
Womp
entered.
womp.
Son of a bitch. I'm just going to be on Shooting the Shelf on Sunday, man. I'm not going to let that go. Son of a bitch. Yeah. All right. So we'll let that go for a little while. So what's next for you guys? The practical magic thing, Mike. That was cool.
gonna say,
That was a really
great
cool. And
contest,
Nate,
man.
congratulations
You have a winner
for,
here, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Taking
this
a
is a
place
big
in
winner
that.
up there.
Yeah, it was
I
fun.
really wanted to
I
be
was-
involved in that, and I just I didn't have time, man.
I was hoping that you would jump in there, man. I really was.
I
was
wanted to.
looking
You
to-
know, I love practical stuff, and
I know you do.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was great to bring that in. It's like almost bringing like the ACBA and the Cabal together, which is really cool. I love looking at the
I
stuff.
almost
and
didn't
I think,
do it, Trevor, because I thought because not everybody shoots that way, and I was like, I don't ever want to offend anybody. Like, yo, your art is your art,
No,
But
but it's
I really like
it's a challenge.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was hoping that people would jump on board with it, and it seemed to be taken in a positive way. So I was happy about
Absolutely.
that.
I think with the magic packs and all that stuff, and the things that Steph's doing, and all that stuff that people are like coming out with this stuff for it, I think it was a great time to do it, and like, kind of introduce that stuff, like, because I don't think people were thinking that way before we had like, wizards and things like that. You know what I mean? So I really love it. That
It was a good way to get excited about the new wave, but then also to break out some of the older figures. I mean, I was hoping that we would see, some Faustia or some Jorand or something like thrown in there. When I was posting like my solicitations for the contest, I made sure to put up a couple pictures of some of the older characters too, because I didn't want people to
That's right.
just focus.
Hashtag
on the new-
Faustia, Michael Kaspar. Hashtag Faustia.
He hates her so much.
It's a great figure. I don't know what his problem is.
I love Faustia.
Faustia is great, man. She's a great figure.
Mhm.
All right, let me see what we got here. We got 55 people in here. We'll wrap this up. So you guys get to record this Sunday or what for the
Yeah.
following Monday? Okay.
I'm gonna go on Saturday. I'm gonna drive up to Sacramento to go to the meetup, the California meetup.
Oh yeah, nice.
And
Shout out.
I'm gonna try. Shout out to Iz. Shout out to Walt for that. I'm gonna try to figure out how to record on site and see if I can get Walt on there or Iz on there or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. So
Cool. Well, at the very least, you'll come back and have a full report
with the
of your
experience.
show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He'll bring a pen and paper just in case. Do it old school.
Old school, baby.
Yeah.
He'll do voices and everything.
Get Walt
Dateline,
before the
Legions meetup.
Coronas come in. Try and do that.
Malleus. Tacos.
Tacos.
Malleus
All right, we got
tacos.
103 people. We only got 57 people in for this. I mean, I know,
Come on,
I
Enablers.
know it's a Dark Knight Templar.
I'm in
but,
there.
like, maybe there'll be something else. So, ass crack. Okay, I don't know what that means. All right, I'm gonna give you 5 to draw this thing. 5, 3, 1. All right, 57 people. Here you go.
Good luck.
Yes, as always.
Oh,
Rafael Perez, nice man. Congrats, Rafael. Did you? I think you've won before too. Well,
So I know I wasn't the only one that kind of thought that Curtis was going to win.
yeah,
that.
I thought it was.
Yeah, I was like holding my breath.
yeah, it's an
Speaking of Curtis.
Ackerman or a McCoy or Curtis with the $4.99 bomb. That moment when you realized that you didn't get a mystery box to save money, but then spent nearly 75 on zero.
Well, fuck,
Yeah,
nearly.
really, man.
All
Hey,
right,
Curtis,
that
if you
comment
throw in
was
$10
worth
for
the $4.99.
shipping, you've still got more to go, buddy.
You're a good man, Curtis. Even though you
Tax maybe.
bust my balls, you're a good man.
So, guys, before we leave, I got 2 things to say. One, I just ordered 2 mystery boxes.
Nice.
Oh, there we
Boom.
go.
Enabled.
Enabled.
You enabled me. And 2, I'm going to admit, you know the theory that when you enter these hashtag spins that we do, and that if you do it late, you have a better chance of winning? That's why I was really, truly holding on.
There you go.
I love it.
See,
I did
See,
start
it's
to get
gamesmanship.
irrationally nervous that I was like gonna miss the good figures, even though I know that's not how they were gonna do it. When I was like getting
Yeah.
the delayed checkout, I was like, I'm not getting a Balam. Okay, now I'm
He
not
was
gonna
freaking
get
out.
yours
Like,
like every
super
minute that was
delayed,
going by.
Yeah.
It
He
was,
was
yeah,
he was freaking out.
I was nervous
I
for
was
you.
a little freaked out.
It's like the Balams are counting down on a clock.
Yeah.
It's like one less Balam.
Oh,
one
they're
less
all out of
Balam.
Balams.
There's one less Balam. There's one less Balam.
It's like the stock exchange. Sounds like
Exactly.
I got 3 boxes, and I'm 100% sure I'm getting 6 Agnons. So it's like,
Somehow he's getting 6 hang on.
Well, I look forward to people opening these up. I think a lot of people should do like some lives from the Cabal and open
Yeah,
up.
it'd be fun.
Don't get obnoxious about it and don't get upset if you don't get what you wanted, because you're not going to get what you wanted. You're going to get something. You're going to get something decent, hopefully, and then you'll trade it. You know what I mean? Maybe you trade it live. Maybe somebody right there will be like, "Yeah, I'll take it, man. I want it, and I'll give you
That'd be
X."
fun.
So it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
that sounds like a great
Um,
episode idea. Except the
Hey, there you
enablers
go.
are gonna have to.
I'm going to get a couple of them. So, I mean, depending on, like it's going to be a couple of weeks from now. So, depending on when I get them, maybe we'll do something like that. But I did say that some of the prizes for the Pop and Swap will be surprise mystery boxes. So, we'll see. Yes. $1.99 plug for Saturday Day Live times X Euro Legions. Legions
That's
Saturday
yet
at 3
another
p.m.
new show, Euro Levions.
Levions.
Levion, take me away.
That's a Pokemon.
Yeah.
I am Levion.
Yeah,
I
Le'Veon
was
Bell.
just going to do that, Trevor.
It sounds European. It's fancy.
Speaking of shows coming up real quick, we've got Ed's
Oh,
Night.
yeah.
Ed's Nice is on Legion's Lair tomorrow night.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
Nikki Nicole is on with Legion's Ladies on Thursday.
Oh, nice. That's a
Nice.
good one.
And I don't know if anyone has ever heard of these guys. Are kind of new. The Legion's Mythic Enablers guys. I think they're on Just Shelve It. Was shooting the shelf on Sunday.
I know those
Those-
guys.
really
wait a
nothing
minute.
left to talk about at this point. So
I
don't
think
worry
we
about
covered
that.
it all.
Bunch of
We're gonna
squares.
talk about
Have
Thistlethorn for
fun.
like 2 or 3 hours. So
You guys scoot
Right.
the shelf. Sorry,
You can
Curtis.
just shelf that conversation. You know.
Hey,
So,
is Bill your Joe? Is that what it is?
Stupid
Joe makes
jokes?
all the
Is
same
Joe the
same
stupid
jokes.
guy? Okay. Yeah.
They have similar beards. So, yeah, maybe.
It's true.
Harumph, Wyatt.
Harumph, I say.
order.
All right.
Order.
Bill, how do you feel about heraldry?
I like it
He
in
likes-
Game of Thrones.
He likes magic. He's all about magic. All right. Listen, thank you guys for all showing up tonight. That was amazing that we all got you together and that you were all able to be here. I know Michael like he had to take a night off or something from work, which is crazy.
it was worth it. Man.
That excuses
Thank
the the Nintendo headphones, so that's great.
Look how scary he looks right now, though, with that lighting. Doesn't he
It looks pretty cool, and it goes with the
Badass.
shirt.
Badass. You know, he
It
goes
does.
pretty hard.
He does look like some sci-fi like baddie, right, from like
Yeah.
the 80s or something like that. It's pretty cool. I
Got
can't
the
even see
scary
his
eyebrows.
eyes. It's just
You guys are enabling me to buy new headphones. Is what you're doing.
You won't. Do it.
No, I won't.
Mythic Enablers. Well, you're still talking about Cosmic, though, right? Are you talking about Cosmic? Yeah, because
Yeah, we do a little
Eric's
bit.
a big Cosmic
dabble.
guy, so all right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's kind of
Eric
like
is
Eric
the
and I
Cosmic
guess
guy,
Noah a
for
little
sure.
Eric is the Cosmic
Yeah.
guy. Comes out Mondays. Every other
Monday.
Monday. Every other Monday. Came out today. Great episode. Long episode. So if you're looking for something
one.
to, like rearrange your shelves with, or I listen to while I'm shooting. I love that. I love having somebody, talking about the stuff that I'm working on while I'm doing it. It's fantastic. So yeah, it's great, man. I'm glad you guys are did this. I'm glad you guys are in the mix now. It's only a matter of time before the other 4 of you have tribute figures. I'm sure before some of the rest of us. But yeah, go check it out. And it's really good. It's a really nice mix, and it is kind of the view of Legions. There's so many people.
We're
but
gonna
they do a
run with
great
that.
job.
I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should
We're gonna
all
have to do the
choose somebody
Enablers
from the
logo
view.
with the
Yeah.
view. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody with whoopee hair
Yeah.
and Joy Behar's hair. Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you guys. I appreciate it for everybody being on. I appreciate everybody sticking around and being in the chat. And congratulations to Raphael. And we will see you in 2 weeks. God knows what we'll be talking about then. I mean, there could be a lot. That's May. Yeah, it's gonna be May.
Is that May 6th? That's the day after Easter.
It's my son's
6th.
birthday.
It's the day after Greek
Oh,
Easter. Yeah.
happy birthday in advance,
Right on.
Nice.
Thank you.
little Zen Day.
He told me before I came on too. He was like, "Dad,
Zeno.
can you talk about me on the show tonight?" I was
There
like,
you go.
"I'll see what I can do, buddy."
Happy birthday, man.
Promise. fulfilled.
Shout out to Mike's son for letting him borrow his headset.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
shout
thank
out.
you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank
Love you,
Yeah,
buddy.
for your birthday, can you buy your dad a new headset?
The little
Any,
producer.
guys,
Yeah, get me a new headset, then you can keep that one.
That's right.
I,
He wants a
I
better
want
one.
to talk about when we record. Mike will be like, "All right, I'm gonna go use the restroom before we record or something," and his son will just sneak into
Oh, I love it.
and put on the headphones, and we end up talking to Mike.
Oh, you got to do some
Ah, that's so
outtakes of that
cool.
on YouTube, man.
It's
That'd
great.
be
We
great.
love it.
That's
He
cool.
Super
asks me
cool.
every week if he could like be on the show, and I'm like, dude, yeah, it's like I can get you on there for a few minutes, and he's like, no, Dad, like I want to be on the show. Like he wants to like host it someday. And he gets like really
Every-
upset and offended.
Every kid under like 12, I know, like just wants to be a YouTube. They just want to be a YouTube person. That's their
which is
their,
ironic
their
because I
job
don't even let him
goal.
watch YouTube, but he definitely wants that.
They know, man. They
Fun,
know.
He
man.
said his birthday's
How old
coming
is he,
up,
Mike?
right?
He's turning
There you
8.
go.
There you
Turning
go.
8?
Get him.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Just
Get him his
hit
own channel.
record, sit him in front of the microphone, and do
Yeah,
a
have him review
podcast
Mythic
together and
Legions,
Just never
play
publish
with
it and
him.
Be like, yeah, we got a podcast. I used to do that
Yeah,
with my daughter.
you're doing great, man.
So fun fact, I took them down just because I'm, real private with certain things, but I did upload at some point. He did a couple reviews in the Cabal for some figures on one or two
remember
different
that.
occasions. I didn't leave them
I
up
remember
long
this,
term,
yeah.
but we went live and I posted them and I left them up for like a day and then I took them down. But he loved that.
That's awesome.
That's sweet.
That's a good idea, though, Trevor. I'm gonna have to save some of those outtakes because I get the full recordings and I clip out. The
It will be
podcast.
fun, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
just,
And we have
clip
some.
them.
Oh, and we have some really funny Joe clips that we're gonna have to share once the Euro
No, we're
Legions
good.
podcast.
We're gonna
Oh,
comes
the
out.
keep
book-
those on the
book
Oh, no,
calendar.
those are.
You
those
guys are doing
definitely
the
gonna stick around
Instagram. You may
today.
as well put it up there. It's
Heck
fun.
yeah, that's
like
fun.
we're
I'll
at
send
the
him a
open.
messenger.
Like, we got to.
Yeah, you guys can get a sneak peek.
Save that
Babylon
for your,
Squared. Yes, I didn't. We didn't talk about the Lehigh Valley show. Saturday, May 4th as well. So right after the Sacramento, that'll be in Pennsylvania. I kind of know where. I got to say, I was going to write those guys. Like, there's no address anywhere on that website, like or anything. It's like there's a name of the place that it's in, like the event place, but like there's no address. So I would have a hard time finding it. But it's supposed to be really good. So go check out the Lehigh Valley Comics and Card Show Saturday, May 4th. Well, I'm just saying, like, you want me to go there? I got to know where the hell I'm going, man. I'm coming from out of town. But I'm going to try and get there too. I would like to get there. So, yeah, that's it, kids. That's all we got. Appreciate you guys all being on again.
Thanks for
Mythic
having us.
Enablers at Mythic Enablers on Instagram. They're coordinated enough to put together an Instagram page. Much
Facebook
better than I am.
page.
Yep, Facebook
Facebook
group too.
page. Yeah, I know.
Find them where you get all your good podcasts, right? The usual
right.
channels.
Should be on everything. Yep.
Apple,
Cool.
Spotify, all that good stuff. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody for hanging out,
Thanks,
and we'll
guys.
see you in 2 weeks.
Bye,
Cheers.
guys.